Well, hello. Hey guys. So sorry for being late. I have no damn excuses, y'all. I'm just like, I suck at time. I do. And so I know that offends some people. And it's not on purpose. Trust me. It's just if I could change one thing about myself, that would be it. But really. um it's been pretty stressful this week too. Jason's been in the hospital for the entire week. So it's been crazy, and lonely and worrisome to an extent. He's having problems with his with his throat. Uh, he like last Sunday, um, by the time he went to the hospital on Wednesday, he hadn't been able to swallow anything. So no food, no drink, he was dehydrated. It's been crazy. So the doctor was gonna let him go home or come home today, but he pitched a fit and he was like, "No." So the doctor tested him, or was trying to test him and say, "Okay, I need you to try and take a bite of something solid, okay?" And Jason was like, "I'm not gonna be able to because he can feel it. He can feel inside there, you know?" And he reluctantly, he was just like, it's just gonna choke me." And so he took the bite and he choked, and um, it causes damage every time, he has a reaction to that. So that was the whole point of them keeping him in there, and they were even talking about doing a feeding tube, and that's big stuff. That's big life-changing type stuff, okay? It's scary. So, I mean, trying to avoid that, of course, and it would just be temporary, but it's when it rains, it pours. I wish it was raining right now so I would get some relief in here. It's hot. So, it'd be the only live stream where the host sweats in her house, you know, um, while doing a live. So, last week, yeah, and I wanted to schedule another, the other part to this. Today's basically summer part 2, um, but life, right? So I do appreciate you being here, and I just want to thank the mods. I forget to do that at the end of the live stream, so I just really want to thank you guys so much. You guys mean the world to me, and I couldn't do this without you. And I just love you guys so very much. Yesterday was Donna, our moderator's birthday, so happy birthday to her. And you know, Lori's birthday is actually, I think, the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry. Um, so let's see, how old will she be? She was 46 when this all happened. The age I am now. I can't even imagine. Just living your best life. I say that. I'm being sarcastic. But just, suburban housewife, basically. And then 5 years down the road, you're serving multiple life sentences. Almost got the damn death penalty. Woo! Don't have your kids anymore. Don't have your husband anymore. Um, don't have Tammy anymore. It's crazy to even think about all that. Hey, Robbie, how are you? Hey, Miss Dora and Fancy Nancy, Janelle. Happy birthday, Donna. Jagaz mom. Just me. Angela Davidson, Vix Tex, Dora Opinion. Oh, I said that. Saying it again. Ocean Dreamer. Um, Janelle, did you ever get the link to your book? And we'll share it here. Would love to see it. Not the link, but I would love to read the book. I think that's really awesome. And Care in Canada, it has happened to Jason before, lots of times. It's a result of his diabetes. So, I mean, it's just like I'm not comparing my fiance's life to that of a vehicle or a car. Thank you. Um, but you go to troubleshoot one thing and it's a system, and there's other things that cause this and repair that. So just troubleshooting basically and just trying to get to the bottom of it so that we can live and move on and not have so many traumatic things happening all at the same time for a prolonged period of time. And because I think that Jason deserves a better quality of life. So, uh, you know, he's always looking out for everybody else. And, anyways, I just wish that he would see. I wish Jason, I know you're right here too. I wish that you could see yourself through my eyes because, you know, you hung the moon. So I'll miss you and I'll see you after this. I hope. So, yes, they all and the Nightbot guy. That's funny. He is a bit of a stalker. He is. I'm not gonna lie. I need to program him, right? So, I don't even really know, where to pick up except last week we talked about we just basically read the documents, right? And I'm gonna go grab a clip that I had uploaded, just right before coming on, and it's the Edgar text, and I think it's important, to kind of put these things in because I know people don't always have the time to watch an entire what was it 3 hours over 3 hour live stream last week. So I understand. It's no offense or no offense taken. But, let me find it and share that. Okay. But it's so good to see you guys. I love being able to just be here and visit with you guys. Hey, Judy. Oh, I do too. I wanna yeah, we all wanna make sense of these things. It and it is my uncle said it himself. My Uncle Charles said, "She is nonsensical," and that's what this is. It's nonsensical, but as human beings, yes, we definitely want to get the best understanding that we can, of course. I I think we'd be crazy or, it would say a lot about us if we didn't. But anyway, so here's me, my twin, and, let me go ahead and play it. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Cresha K. Easton. I am the daughter of Kay Vallow Woodcock and Larry Woodcock. I am the aunt of JJ Vallow and the niece of Charles Vallow. I've been getting a lot of messages in regards to the Chandler Police Department's investigation that came out through the FOIA request, a few text exchanges between Lori and her sister Summer. Nate Eden of East Idaho News invited Summer Cox Shiflet to be his guest at CrimeCon 2024. I'm going to read the text exchange between Lori Vallow Daybell and her sister Summer Cox Shiflet. Looking on page 314 of the Chandler Police Department FOIA docs, I'm going to read a small excerpt text exchange between Lori Vallow Daybell and her sister Summer Cox Shiflet. In both of Lori's accounts, she had regular communication with her sister, Summer, who was listed in her phone as, quote, some, unquote. The number linked to Summer was blank. Summer also shared Lori's religious belief. I'm going to repeat that. Summer also shared Lori's religious beliefs. On 10/7/2019, so this was after Brandon Boudreaux had gotten shot at, Summer sent Lori a message asking if she already knew about the Tesla incident. I'm reminding you that Brandon Boudreaux drove a Tesla. Lori responded at 15:51 hours, indicating that she did not know. Summer asked if she could call or text. Lori asked Summer to text her. The following is the text string as it appears. Summer, an incident that supposedly happened to Brandon. Sounds highly suspicious. Lori, Brandon's Tesla or the Tesla company? Summer, Brandon's. He claims someone shot at him and shot the window to his Tesla a few days ago. Police are looking into it. Summer also texts, I think he is either trying to set Al up or making a future hit on Mel. Make him look innocent, knowing him. But who knows, knowing him. Sounds suspicious to me. On page 315 of 1108, the conversation continues. Lori, maybe it was Edgar? Where is he? Summer. She sent a bunch of question marks and emojis with the male female symbol. I doubt it was him. He wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. He usually makes things look like natural causes, but I don't know where he is or what he is doing. Summer also texts. He has a message to me on his Smule page, but I haven't responded. Summer then forwarded Lori an image of an unknown subject on music recording app Smule with the username of, quote, XZZYZX, unquote. It is suspected that this was Edgar. Searching Smule through Lori's iCloud account, I discovered that she was using this app to send songs or communicate with Chad Daybell as well. This was evident in the links that they would send to each other. And that is the end of that text string. So let me know what you think. Do you think that Edgar is a hitman? Do you think he is just Summer's old high school boyfriend? Do you think that the picture of Summer and Edgar is as recent as high school? It doesn't look like that to me. It looks like, a couple years ago, if that. So let me know what you think. And let's not forget, we still have a trial coming up in Arizona, and we want to get justice for Charles Vallow, my uncle, and we want to get justice for Brandon Boudreaux. He survived the attempt on his life. Alex missed. He did not hit Brandon, fortunately. And so, according to Summer's message, the whole concerning part is I doubt it was him. He wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. He usually makes things look like natural causes, but I don't know where he is or what he is doing. Okay? Check please. This is nuts. Let's keep the conversation going down below. That's where it's all at. Your comments are phenomenal. I'm so grateful to all of my subscribers and to any new ones. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Love always wins. You are proof of this. Thank you. Thank you. Right. I have to think about that. Where your question right here, Ocean Dreamer. I'm just like, I don't think so. Because there actually is a guy named Edgar that they located in the Shmuel account. That's not Alex. That is, he looks, and I mean, I'm basic, um, he looks to be of like Filipino background, or I don't know. But it's just interesting to me. And since the trial has adjudicated and we're on to Arizona trial for Lori, for Brandon Boudreaux and Charles Vallow, my uncle, I've had a little time to watch other things. So the Donna Adelson or the Adelson trial. And so they just happened to come on the TV automatically. And it was Charlie's testimony, and then it was Wendy's, his sisters. Okay, there's a lot of similarities as far as like the bondness or the closeness. It's weird. Um Anyways, so I don't know a lot of details about the case, but it was interesting. And then they had, I don't even know the girl's name to even speak. I don't remember her name, but it was a co-conspirator basically that was already sentenced uh, to life, and she went and testified, um, and she just wanted to share the truth. So it was just interesting to see the dynamics in that. It is so intermingled and so, mob mentality. Just everybody's just fending for themselves now. Um, but still protect each other. It's so weird to watch. It's like, oh, it's oh, what a tangled web we weave. Hey, web sleuths. I saw your name right whenever I said web we weave. So Anyways, it's good to see you guys here. Thank you. Um, all right. So I remember last week we were reading in the Chandler documents, okay? And I don't have it down there right now, but I will be able to copy and paste it from last week's video. And if you go to last week's video, like if you need to do it right now, you can go there and I have the links to my Dropboxes where my Dropbox account, and you can download or yeah, you can have access to the FOIA docs from Chandler and from Gilbert. And I also have the 74-page Mesa, Arizona, I'm sorry, Mesa Police Department for the I was about to say witness tampering, but it's computer tampering against Melanie Boudreaux. There's so many people's names to have to freaking recall. And oh my gosh, woo, we is tired. We is tired. So, so what I'm saying, you can just go grab that for yourself. You can look and see for yourself if you want to. Thank you, Fancy Nancy. Gets get spring on my order of stickers or child, I hate your books. Get spring spring instead of summer. Just kidding. It keeps trying to ship. Oh, okay, then it never shows. And I'm having the same problem with collecting payments from them too. It's weird. I've been dealing with that too. So we'll take a look at it. I don't know really what to do, but yeah, because I'll be on the phone with them anyways. And I'm sorry that's happening. I really am. Um, Also, okay, everything's just like there was that hearing that happened for Lori last week, or was it the week before? Kind of blending in together for me. Hey, Deneen. Oh, thank you. He wrote you back. That's good. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really, that means so much. It's just I'm his big sister, and I've always been not his protector, but I don't know, just I'm talking about my brother. Deneen wrote my brother, he wrote her back. They're corresponding, and I think it's important. I just I don't know. I have a big soft spot in my heart for my brother. Always have. So I appreciate it. I really do. And I know he appreciates it, which is, exceeds what I think. Yeah, totally. This is this is my train of thinking. I'm not very good at the talking, you know? But yeah, I think there needs to be a lot more of these kind of resources actually, because like even just how to navigate, I mean, when you have I mean, this may not be exactly what you're talking about, but there's got to be ways to navigate to do public, y- you know, um, Summer Wells and Sebastian Rogers, those kind of cases where it just is unnecessary and it takes the focus off of the missing child or children. And it just, there's got to be somewhere you can go. And I know there are, you just don't know that in the moment. So I don't know if there's some kind of response team that can be assembled, where you're just like, hey, you know, it's just, it's just such a horrible time in anybody's life who genuinely has a missing person in their, in their life that comes up missing and that didn't misplace them, if you know what I'm saying. Like Lori, her kids were never missing to her because she knew exactly where they were. So, oh, and I need to actually ask Trisha Websleuth if about the transcript. I looked earlier about trying to find the interview with Summer Shiflet from CrimeCon, right? So And I also wanna share some there was a comment that somebody had left under last week's video about let me get to it real quick because I was like, "Oh my god, can I please share this?" So I'm gonna go to it real quick. Hold up. Okay. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope it's not too hot wherever you're at, right? It's hot, hot, hot today and yesterday and the day before. Okay. Lives. Uh, okay. Comment section. All right. As soon as I find it. I mean, and there's been a lot of replies. It's interesting, and thank you, for the response, in the comments. Like I said, it's where it's at. I've learned so much about this case on my own just by reading the room, basically. When you go into a comment section, there's a vibe, there's a whole vibe going on, and it could be under a cartoon or you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the subject is of the video, sometimes it goes off track, but it's really interesting what's being said in the thread, and, to me, it's insightful big time. So, let me quit doing weird stuff here, and let me stop doing this and then do this again, right? Yeah, there's the comment section. And so, let's see, I'm gonna try and find it. And I mean, a lot of people are just outraged, and as they should be. Then again, I wasn't able to watch, the latest from Adam and Rex, but it seems to be like the thumbnail, it'll pick a thumbnail after your live stream if you don't make one yourself. And there was a banner, there was a comment pinned at the bottom of it on Adam and Rex's live stream from this week, and it said, I something like, "I hate," or "Why don't they go after the Daybells instead of the Cox family? That really bothers me," or something like that. It was something along those lines, and I'm just like, it's not a either or. It's not like, "Oh, okay, well," it's a both, but that case is adjudicated. What else can we do? I have already. I've tried to glean from it. I've tried, to we were analyzing these things, and some people don't really, I mean, care for criticism. I know it's not always easy, but sometimes it's necessary actually to help people read the room, And anyways, because there seems to be lack of that in this to me. Okay, let me try and find it quickly before. So let me stop talking. I mean, yeah, like this comment says, "Thank you for having the courage to speak about this. There is plenty of evidence, as you are pointing out, like Summer's texts, that show she at minimum supported Lori knowing that she was unhinged and dangerous." And that begs the question, that in that text string that I just shared with you, the detective pointed the fact out that Summer shared the same religious beliefs as her sister. None of these things were alarming to her. She's used to it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nothing's off kilter that much. But that's not what apologist Summer says in her first interview with Nate Eaton, the day that she was supposed to show up and for her niece and speak at Lori's sentencing. What I think happened, and this is just me, I don't know what happened, but it seems to me that Summer wrote her, um, I don't know what it's called, the PSI. I guess it goes into the PSI. Basically, you can plead with the judge, you can say how you feel about such and such person who just got sentenced to a couple, like, what, 5 life sentences? So, or 3 life, I forget if it's 3 or 5. Um, but so I think that's, and so the judge doesn't have to share that, okay? But that will go with every, that'll follow Lori at every appeals hearing that she has. The whomever, the judge will look at that, what Summer said in that time, just a glimpse, snapshot of that, and they will, that goes with Lori for the rest of her days, basically, and it'll weigh into every decision on each appeal, as far as my understanding. And so it's like, to me, that's what happened. I think that Summer wrote this whatever to the judge, and it's not shared publicly, so we don't know what it said. Um, and then she didn't show up for Tylee, to represent Tylee. And then she showed up the same day on East Idaho News with Nate, but she was trying to stay out the public eye, yet she was on a public platform, actually, the authoritative reporting agency, and I say agency, but and there's a lot of background, guys. I really don't know if a lot of you are even aware of like who owns East Idaho News. Um, and then things like, if you have, how's it go? If you I'm gonna mess it up, but if you can, if you control the media, you control the narrative. You can sway people. You can write a certain way where it whitewashes things, and distances, or maybe I mean, it can go either way, and I mean, it's biased. And a lot of people are just like, oh, I mean, I'm not throwing shade on Nate. Nate is in his own echo chamber, if you will. And to me, it's just been very disappointing. I'm very disappointed with Nate. And I mean, there's starting to be a trend here that I'm noticing. Again, I don't think I'm anybody special, but I am a family member, and I've been very vocal throughout this entire process as much as I can. I met Nate whenever me and my mom went to Rexburg in January of 2021, whenever Summer Shiflet showed up there, or I don't know if she was there, but there was that hearing to try and disqualify Rob Wood with Garrett Smith. Y'all remember that? And so that happened. And they still have the same sleazy damn, they share this attorney like there's no other ones over there in Arizona. Y'all got any more? Maybe share the phone book. I don't know. Let them know there's other people. Um, they don't all, maybe they get a discount. I really don't know. But I forget where I was going with that. Oh, yeah. And so that's when I met I went to East Idaho News headquarters, or, their office, and I sat in that interviewing area with Nate, and we just, I don't know. I mean, I knew he was Mormon. Okay. So I didn't really, and I didn't know what I know now. I didn't have that research underneath me, or, that understanding. I had little understanding about what's Lori and Chad's beliefs versus what's mainstream Mormon belief, and I mean, it's just, again, because I want to understand. I want to know why this cult label is being thrown out there, because I mean, it's just really a couple. It's a Bonnie and Clyde, basically. And so where's the cult? And why aren't they being charged? And so I understand prosecutions, like their need to bring out the whole cult acts aspect. It goes into the overt acts, using your belief system or somebody else's belief, using a belief system to manipulate and have others carry out your nasty ass desires. It's really gross and extra, but here we are. And I mean, there's so much behind that. But East Idaho News is owned by Frank Vandersloot. Frank Vandersloot is the wealthiest man in Idaho. He lives in Southeast Idaho. And when that interview came out of Adam Paul Steed, who, I mean, he's been very vocal about Jody Hildebrandt and the abuse, in my opinion, that he suffered uh, by being referred by his church, referred him and his wife to Jody Hildebrandt. That means the church paid for that whatever service, okay? That horrible, the horrible things that uh, Adam Steed alleges, And there was this little blurb, and I mean, Adam, I mean, he's a stand-up dude, y'all. I'm just like, oh my god, he's a hero. He's a hero in my eyes because he was a whistleblower for the Boy Scouts of America. And what I caught in a little clip was that at the time, Adam and his brother, Adam Steed, and his brother, they went, and I don't know which kind of award it was, but there were a bunch of highly, um, you know what I mean, like politicians. I need to find it that way I can not sit here and just paraphrase because I suck at it. Um, Let me find that clip real quick. I know, right? Stop looking for stuff. Okay, hold on. Where's my phone? Oh, there's my phone. Oh, I know where I can get it. All right. I make so many screen recordings, it's unreal. And that's why it says 2 terabytes of 2 terabytes is used. Okay, I can't back up any more photos. That's awesome. Yay. More money. No, I just want this to go away. All right. Now let me type that in real quick. Got it. Got it. All right, so let me share this tab. And so it's 1 minute 19 seconds. But he'll say Frank
the amount
Vandersloot.
of things, like you get a story inside of a story and a story, and huge influencers like the billionaire Frank Vandersloot was writing up op-eds that probably I think they cost $100,000 worth of advertising over a period of time or something. I don't know the number. I heard someone say that to talk about like this child abuse story. It wasn't the case, and there were letters going as if they came from the first presidency all over the Mormon church in Idaho and Utah talking about this singular event. That they had immediately done the right response with child abuse. It only happened once, and we published those in the Peter Zuckerman Post Register. We published that letter, and then all these victims came forward, and there was all this documentation of cover-ups, and this story just started exploding. But it was so difficult. The statutes would have never changed, but my father called, and my mother, they got all these victims coming forward, and they got these people to write letters, and my mom put them all together and got them organized, and my dad gave them to all the senators to see the true situation. And
I mean, to me, I was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I caught that, and you kind of have to fill in the blanks a little bit because he's tells a story like I do. We just expect you to be in our head, okay? But he was a whistleblower for the Boy Scouts of America. It blew it wide open. And thank God, because y'all know what resulted from this scandal. And it's just, I mean, there's the Franklin scandal, there's Boys Town, there's all these scandals going on, and they're not, in my opinion, they're not really singular. There's a bunch. And anyways, so Frank Vandersloot, from what I understood in that, he spent a lot of money to spin the narrative. Do you see what I'm saying? And Nate Eden works for Frank Vandersloot. He's even Secret Santa. Just secrets out, you know. That's who Secret Santa is Frank Vandersloot. So he's very influential in his in Southeast Idaho. Okay, money is power, right? So I'm poor, and so I will have to do power in numbers. Okay, and so knowing that, also another weird thing in this is, and I mean, this really could be a coincidence. It really could. I really don't have a way of vetting this out more than it's adjudicated. There's like, that's it. That's it. And but in the FOIA docs, in the Chandler FOIA docs, there is a text exchange, and I know that most of you have heard it, and it's the weird egg, not Edgar, but egg, where Lori and Alex are talking about egg. You want egg? I got egg. Oh, I need some egg. And we're like, oh my God, did they put Xanax? Is that JJ? Is JJ the egg that they're talking about? Well, right after that, so Melanie Gibb and David Warwick are sleeping allegedly. They were all tuckered out. Ritual. It just wears you out. Just saying. Anyways, but there was a point where it seemed as if Lori was texting Alex like she wasn't with him, but it's the day JJ was murdered, and yet she's like, "How long are you gonna be? Where are you at?" And he's like, won't be long," or something like that. I'm getting a fresh sealing, SEALING, whatever the hell that is. You know what I'm saying? We know what ceilings are in this. Sealed away, all that kind of things. I mean, that's where I go. From Charissa, getting a fresh sealing from Charissa or Clarissa, and I'm having the name wrong, but in the document it matches Frank Vandersloot's stepdaughter. I mean, that could be a mere coincidence. I'll never know. It just makes me wonder. I wonder who's all involved. A secret. It's a secret society. That's what this is. Eyes wide shut. And there's a lot of powerful people, I believe participated. And that's just me. That's my gut. And I'm just being honest with you. I believe there are a lot of people being protected. And that's because they have the money to do so. They own things like East Idaho Damn News. Okay? So, again, I don't think it's intentional. I don't think Nate's like, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna disregard the text messages in the same FOIA docs that he got," and maybe he's wanting to form this relationship with Summer so that he can get to Lori. He's a reporter. It's what he does. So I don't fault him for that. I do fault him, though, whenever out of all the people in this, and from my family, from the Cox family, from Annie, and who am I missing? Yeah, just all the families that are involved. Nate has interviewed everybody, but except for me and Megan. And it just I'm like, at first I was just like, okay, well, all right, back at you, boo. But then whenever I heard Megan say that, Nate had contacted her to interview her, and by the time she got back to him, she never heard back. And she just suspects, this is what she said. She didn't tell me this directly, but she said that he probably found out what she does and how it may not pose a positive picture of his church in a positive light. So I mean, it makes sense to me. I'm just like, wow, I feel a lot more validated in that sense, because I too, and I'm not speaking out against anything. I'm against murder and corruption and bullshit, okay? And I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not political. I'm not I don't care that what you worship, who you worship, I don't care. But the beliefs, this because of this thinking, because because of this thinking, we are here and they are not. By they, I mean Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. They are not here. And so I think it's so important to their memory, to their legacy, to everything, to their truth. Because I mean, you can tell their story all day long, but if it's superficial and it's never touching on the points that are why they are here, why they're not here to in the first place, it led to their demise, then that's counterproductive to me. And that's just me. Other family members, some belong to this belief system, and again, I don't care. It's not a mob mentality. I'm not like, arg, let's go get them. Attack, attack. I'm not trying to burn anybody at the damn stake. I don't want that treatment. But I'm gonna listen to what people have to say because I know that I'm only human. I'm not elevated to godhood. Okay. I don't want to be. I don't aspire to be. I wasn't taught to be. So a lot of it is just it's interesting. So it is. And how interesting my mouth dries up. Just like that. But anyways, all right. I'm gonna go get the documents. Allegedly. Okay. All right, share this tab. Okay. Oh, make sure it hid me behind. Nope, it didn't. I'm about to stretch out. I'm clearing my throat. Hold on. Okay, sorry. It is a high demand religion, and we can see that. We can feel it sometimes. And it's just it's a big learning lesson for sure. There's in my opinion, as a family member in this and just kind of watching things also, in my peripheral, like, oh, okay, well, that was happening when this, okay, just kind of playing that out in my head. And I realized that social media, news media, mainstream media, these are tools to a person who comes forward because a loved one is missing. And this is and I mean, like, just like everything else in life, there's extreme, and then there's if you drink too much water, it can kill you. If you have too much oxygen, again, everything has to be balanced. And whenever there is a missing person, your loved one is missing, you have to use and you have to network. You have to use these platforms as a tool to further your voice, which furthers their voice. And by doing that, I think that, I mean, I think it would make the difference, or it does make the difference between doing this constructively or doing this and becoming a spectacle, taking the focus off of the loved one that is missing. You know, it's egos get involved, feelings get involved, my emotions are involved. So I'm speaking to you knowing that, okay? I'm emotionally feeling. I feel, whereas others can, I think, I thought, you can remove your emotions. So, all right, let me hush. um, so last week we ended right here. This is actually the same window, but and so this was the Edgar text. If anybody wants to screenshot it, you're more than welcome to. It starts right here on page 233 of 1108 in the Chandler documents. It starts right here. Okay. And then here's the other part of it. right here. And I mean, it's just alarming to me. And so on Web Sleuth, okay, when I heard Trish read this out loud, okay, Insightful One is her executive producer, and Insightful One said in this language, between Summer and Lori, the word usually is what alarmed her. Summer to Lori says, I doubt it was him. Speaking of Edgar, he wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. He usually, that's the word that is alarming. He usually, like this is just, business as usual. He usually makes things look like natural causes, but I don't know where he is or what he is doing. Eh, sit down, Edgar. We're not buying what you're selling, dude. And I'm not buying what Summer is selling here. And again, I can put my own feeling. I have to put my own feelings aside because again, last year, rewind back to last year, whenever Lori was going through her trial, I was there. Summer showed up. Summer, she was sitting in the pew in front of me. She looked at me, and I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God, and she said, are you crushing? I said, yes. And she said, I'm sorry for your loss. And I was like, and I'm sorry for yours too. You have to kind of, there's a place and there's a time, a right place and a right time. That was neither one of those. It wasn't the right place or the right time. And I mean, some people would just be like, oh, okay, well, everything's fine. Well, I don't forget. I can forgive, but I don't forget what happened here and what went into this. Okay. And so what we're doing right now is you're coming along the journey with me as I've tried to do basically this whole time and just share like my research in this. And I say research, but I'm not like documenting it all. I mean, it's documented, but good God, I'd have to scan a lot of notebooks, and they're fascinating, really. I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn because there is no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just like, wow. It's like I journaled in a way, but it was just note taking and just trying to make sense of all the things. You can go through one notebook and I mean, pretty much have a really good understanding of everything and what went into everything, what went into Lori and Chad. And so I'm just like, wow, but, and that's because I tend to orbit. I will touch on something, then, I have attention deficit disorder. I was diagnosed as an adult. So that on top of the trauma, on top of just the pain and the anguish and the grief and the public sphere is so challenging to me. And a lot of people are probably like, there's going to be somebody in the comments or who watches this video later and is like, oh my God, she didn't talk about Summer the whole time. I mean, there's different expectations for everybody. So there is no right or wrong. There's just here, this is it. There's nothing, what do you call it? Glamorized or, I mean, it's just real. I don't know. But my real might not be what everybody else's real is. So let me do this. So I will stop talking. All right. Okay, so we'll go to the next as soon as it appears. Okay. What the heck? Come on. Pewter. I got time for this. It's just, and so yeah, revisiting those interviews last week. Okay, Mary, be good. We love you. What we watched last week about the interviews with Summer and with Janice, I mean, they were triggering for me. It's been a long time since I revisited these early interviews. They're so telling now. They're so telling now. It is like night and day or dark or light, however that just popped in my head, you know? However you gotta hash it, but it's so eye-opening for sure. Um, so I don't really know where I'm going with that, but and this was I was wrong. Lori Vallow Daybell's sister releases message following deaths of JJ and Tylee. And I mean, I'm not like a monster or anything. I mean, I feel for Summer. It sucks. It sucks. I know that she's experienced loss, but there's just this look that Megan brought to my attention actually. She had brought it to my attention that whenever Summer and Janice were interviewing that oh, I'm trying to do two things at once. Oh, hold on. My computer might be freezing up. Let me get out of there. Okay. Hold on. Everything is slow. Hmm. I just think there's so much more to the story. There's so much more that's not being said, that's being protected for whatever reason, you know, and I just don't think that's fair. It's not fair to us who are here to shoulder and carry this burden, you know? And it's not fair to the victims ultimately. That's the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is it's not bringing truth to their story. Omission is a lie, basically. You know, the silence is what do you call it? Not approval, but it gives permission, you know, to the wrongdoers, okay? And it just is concerning to me. I'm trying to pull the video up that okay, here it is. That Megan she made a clip and then sent it to me, so I'm gonna share it with you as soon as I figure it out. They all look the damn same. Mm, this look right here, man, it's crazy. I mean, well, where is it at? Yeah, there's her crime con. You know, I mean, if she had been of help, I would feel differently. I would feel differently, but she was not. She was blaming my mom. Ultimately, she blames Charles. Ultimately, and in my opinion, I this is just me reacting, just being very frank with you. I think that Summer was aware of Charles, of the murder of Charles, the ambush. Okay, I think that's when she was so involved. You know, just um, anyways, but she was maybe not on board for the kids to be murdered, if you know what I'm saying. And so, again, how I see it, you don't get to pick and choose who lives and who dies. Okay, Chad? Okay, Lori? Okay, Summer? Okay, Alex? How many other people do we need to tell in your family? Okay. It just, it's eerie. It's alarming too. Okay, it should be right here. Here it is.
What was your reaction when you heard what happened that morning?
Shock. And
Oh, yeah. But did you see the duper, like the duper's delight and that? And Melanie Gibb does the same damn thing, y'all. When they're talking about all the the destruction and the deaths and everything, they get all like, it's like they get off on it. I'm just being.
What was your reaction when you heard what happened that morning?
shock. And
Mhm. It's disgusting to me. It's not a good look, if you know what I mean. And so she clipped it from right here.
What
But
was your reaction when you heard what happened that morning?
shock. And I think they were in shock. I was in shock. I found out Friday evening, and I was in shock that
you
that
were
had
picking the whole
transpired. But I
time.
was very grateful also because I know that it would have had a very different outcome had Alex not been there. And I'm
Correct.
sad that that happened. I didn't want that to happen. I feel for his family. I understand what it feels
This right here. I'm so sorry it happened. I feel for his family, but there's always a
like
but.
to lose a brother. It's not fun. And so I don't wish that on them by any means, but
That right there. I know what it's like to lose a brother. Yeah, that's gross. You didn't lose a brother. Yeah, it's just like it's your karma. But I don't know. I don't know what else to call that. But it keeps freezing. Let me close some windows here. Thank y'all for being patient, as always. As always. Okay. Here. Let's watch this while I go gather some other clips, okay?
You have some ID on you, sir?
Yeah.
What happened today? How did it get to this?
I don't know. He was enraged.
What's going on? What happened?
He was talking
Oh,
to my
God.
sister earlier.
Sorry.
No, what happened today, though? Like just in the last 20 minutes.
He came at me with a bat.
Okay.
Hit
Was
me
he
in the back
living
of the
here
head.
or
No.
visiting?
He came to pick up his son.
Okay. Is the son inside?
No.
My
sister took him to
nephew.
school.
No, never
Okay, so it
that.
was just you at the house?
Yes.
And he came, how long, what time did he come to pick up the son?
I don't know, 20 minutes ago maybe.
Okay. So you know who he is? Let him in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were talking earlier, then she left, and then he got into it with me.
Like what? What do you mean?
I don't know. He was accusing me of.
Come on over here. That truck's going to be really loud.
I wonder, he said he was accusing me, huh?
What was he accusing you of?
Yeah, that's. Why was Charles accusing Adam of anything? I mean, Alex.
Okay. What was he yelling at you about?
About my sister because I've broken up a tussle with them earlier.
Damn tussle. What man says
He told me
tussle?
not to interfere anymore with them or I'd pay. And he came at me with a bat.
Okay, so he showed up in the house with a bat in his hand?
No.
Okay, so
There was a scuffle earlier with my sister and my niece. My niece got involved.
about earlier meaning earlier this week, earlier this morning?
Just this morning, before they left.
Before your wife left?
My sister.
Before your sister left?
Yeah.
Okay, who lives here with you?
Nobody. I don't live here. My sister lives here and my niece lives here.
And you're just visiting?
I was visiting for the night.
Okay, so you're over here visiting your sister and your niece.
Yes.
Okay, and there was a tussle between your sister and her husband.
Yes.
And does the husband live here or no?
No.
Okay. Okay, is he an
Never
ex-husband or just current husband?
They're working on that.
Gotcha. So at some point earlier today, they get into some type of domestic?
Yeah, just this morning, then they left, and then he came at me.
They left meaning who? Both of parties?
Yeah, my sister took my niece and my nephew.
Okay, so they left.
Create some space for him, and then he came at me.
Okay, but did he leave also?
No.
He stayed here?
He stayed.
Yeah,
so
he's
you
dead.
guys are kind of talking in between or what? Who are you? Who are you? No, just go back. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
She says I'm the wife and the mom.
So it's just you and your brother-in-law.
Yes.
Okay, and kind of go through it.
So,
say something like, "Hey, don't touch my sister," or
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he picked up the bat.
Where was the bat at?
In the living room.
Okay.
The guy inside's name?
No, I haven't got it. Charles is the husband of the occupants here, but I guess he lives where?
Houston.
You know his date of birth?
Because he had to move there.
From Houston?
Yeah.
Is
It's
his
like not
vehicle
the
here?
full context.
How
you
did he
know?
get here?
Is he here from Texas?
No, that's my sister's car. I think he came in a rental car. I think his sister's in.
You think your sister's in the rental car? Okay.
Oh, who are you? Okay, I remember.
So
that
you
now.
both, so you get in
Okay.
an argument. What is it over?
Well, it was over my sister. He was getting physical with her, and so my niece came out with her bat, and then he took the bat away from her.
Wait a minute. I thought you said your niece left.
She did. But this is before.
So before your sister and your niece left,
Yeah.
at some point your sister and her husband are arguing,
Yes.
verbal argument,
And verbal
and then your
argument.
niece pulls out a bat.
Well, it wasn't verbal. He was getting close, and she came out to defend my sister.
Never did anything.
Her bat.
Your niece.
Yes.
Okay.
And then she
That
poked
bat's
at him, and he
important.
took it away.
Okay.
And then I stepped in and told them they needed to separate.
Right.
So then my sister leaves with my niece.
Call the cops.
How long ago did they leave? It's been like an hour, 10 minutes.
20
Oh my
minutes,
God.
I don't know.
Okay. So not terribly long.
No.
Oh, okay.
And then
53 minutes? 48
and then
minutes?
he's coming back at me, and he's still got the bat in his hand. Like, what are you doing?
And where are you at it? Where are
We
you
were
both
in the
at?
living room,
Okay.
and then I turned around, and he hit me in the back of the head with the bat. So I went to my room and got my gun. I always
So
carry it.
You went to your room, meaning the room
well,
you're
the room I'm
staying in?
Yeah.
Okay. And you brought a gun with
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Do you always
on the damn
bring a
floor.
gun?
I have a concealed carry always,
Okay.
just to be safe.
Hi. Who are you? Okay. Just stand over there for just a second, guys.
I'm the wife and the
then,
mom.
I told him to put the bat down, and he wouldn't, and he came at me again.
The wife just showed up as well.
So you told him to put the.
Yes.
So where are you at?
Back
Where are you at now? Did you stay in your bedroom?
No.
Okay. Why didn't you stay just in your bedroom, close the door?
Oh, you know what I'm thinking?
Is that something you didn't think about, or?
Didn't even
Oh,
occur to me.
oh.
Okay. So walk me through.
You know, it reminds. Oh my gosh, that just stuck to my arm. Do you know whenever Ray Hermosillo has been interviewing right after the adjudication of Chad Daybell's case, right? And he said, or it was mentioned, I forget where now that I'm saying it, but was it Ron Ball maybe mentioned that whenever they went to do the welfare check on Lori or for JJ, but they went to Lori's apartment, right? And that's whenever Chad and Alex were outside. Chad acted like he didn't know who Lori was, didn't know her number, but he was married to her. And then there's Alex who's saying, "Oh, JJ's with his grandma." And then this is what makes me think that whenever they do that welfare check, and so, okay, I'm thinking of a couple things, but that welfare check, Ron Ball and another officer knock on the door, and Lori answers, right? And then Alex shows up, okay? We used to only have the audio of this, but now we have some of the video, and I need to stop jumping around, but it's hard not to. I'm gonna show you. I can show you better. I'm more of a visual. I like to show you. And now that everything's so easily Googleable, there we go. Let's see. Here we go. I like using Pretty Lies and Alibis because she puts, and I just paid for that app last night, was to be able to put the words on the screen. I'm like, how do they do that? So and there's a part, like even Justin Lum, the documentary that he had worked on, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. No Remorse. And so whenever, you know how, and like closed captions or whatever, or the transcript, it'll pick up and it'll say notepad. You got a notepad? And I'm like, why the hell would Ron Ball ask Alex Cox, who's just walking in, you got a notepad? It doesn't make sense to me. So I think that Ron Ball, or this early on in the investigation, okay, was Ray Hermosillo working on it, looking for the Jeep. okay, to help Rich Robertson and Brandon ultimately find the Jeep. And I think that these officers were aware that there was an incident in Arizona with a bat, involving a bat. So I think that Ron Ball actually asked Alex, "Do you have an old bat?" And Alex replies something like, "No, want me to go get one?" And Ron Ball's like, "No, no, come here." You tell me.
Hi.
Yeah.
Lori, I'm Lieutenant Ball, Police Department. How are you? You got a minute? You alone or got help?
My brother's here.
Okay. Let's take these gloves. Hello.
See you.
So, we're here.
Oh, this is a big mess. I just talked to the guy on the phone.
And what did he ask you?
He was just saying that he wanted to do a well check on JJ.
So, JJ would be where?
He's in Arizona.
Who's he with in Arizona?
He's with one of my friends in Arizona.
Oh. Oh, you got a notepad? No. Oh, you want?
Smart ass.
No. Come here. Mikey comes in.
Oh,
Now,
sorry.
the point of this was, the first point was to remind you of how Alex Cox is an invader of boundaries. Like, he kept walking closer towards Hermosillo. It made Hermosillo uncomfortable, so much so that he remembered to retell that 5 years later after everything was adjudicated over there. So to me, he's just very ballsy. Very ballsy.
Who's the friend he's with?
My friend Melanie. Her son has autism.
Just look at him.
I gave him all the information on the phone.
Okay, so he can call?
Yeah.
This part.
Yeah. What is all this?
You.
We're a little
What is it?
concerned
Right.
because, well, the officers who were here earlier
Yeah.
were checking, and they got a bad vibe that like something was going on here because nobody knew anything about a child. They weren't talking.
It's because on law stuff.
She didn't even deny that. It's because, right? So, okay, let me go back to this one. Somewhere. Hold on. Oh, this is interesting too. No, that's not it. That's Julie Rowe. Okay, here we go. Go back to this.
Sure. So you go back into your room
So I just went back to the living room. Like, what is your problem?
with the gun in your
Yes. And I said, oh,
So just know that Summer had contacted Alex this morning. She was flying out to New York, okay, allegedly. And she says, anything yet? Like, what the hell?
why don't you put that bat down? And he wouldn't do it. And he's like, and he came at me with the bat again after he'd already hit me in the head. So I shot him to stop him.
Okay, and then what happened?
That was it.
He's dead.
Okay. Is it Alex or Alexander? What do you go by? Do you go by Alex or Alexander?
Alexander.
Okay. Do you live
I
at
go by
He goes by whatever. Come on. Let's see. It doesn't show me.
bedroom to get my phone.
Okay. And what'd you do with your phone? In that now?
It's in the bedroom.
So after you shot him, you put it back in the room, or
Yeah, I went back to the bedroom to get my phone.
After sending Lori a few
what'd you do with
texts.
your phone?
It's right here.
Okay. And then what'd you do once you put your gun back? Grabbed your phone.
I cleaned my head up.
After was he laying there in the living room?
Had to cut it up.
Still, it just took me a minute to compose myself. I mean, I was just shaking, and then I called.
Gotcha. Okay.
He 100% believes in zombies.
Call 17
I'm
log.
like, oh my God.
Stand by. I don't have engine 2811. Just out of curiosity, how long have you known him? Long?
Yeah, 15 years.
Is that how long they kind of been married, kind of
Yeah.
thing? Do you normally have a good relationship with the guy?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. When's the last time you guys saw each other, interacted?
Last time I saw him was when he lived out here before he moved. Oh, actually, the last time I saw him was at my house. After my sister split up, he came to my house once.
This sister?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Twisted one.
Did you sleep here last night?
Yeah.
So what time did you about wake up this morning?
Planned.
6:30 or something.
Normal day this morning, wake up? It's just
Vacation,
you, your
just hanging
sister,
out. Yeah.
niece.
Gonna go do something fun today.
Anybody else in the house besides you three this morning?
My nephew's at school.
Yeah. Anyways. But they make him out like he's
And it was just you, your
unable
sister, and the
to,
kids. And then he
like he's
comes
not
over,
intelligent.
and now it's about 20, 30 minutes ago, roughly.
Roughly.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Alex shows no concern for Tylee here
So I just needed more
or
details.
JJ. I never really thought about that part.
That either.
If he's doing such a heroic act, it's weird.
So what about, is this guy visiting? Yes, he's the brother of the wife. He was staying with his sister. Okay. It was I guess it was a domestic this morning. And they left. And it was just him and the brother-in-law. And the brother-in-law hit him in the head with a bat. His bedroom.
God dang.
To put the bat down, the guy didn't, so he shot him in the chest. Okay.
And Chad Daybell brings
So
that up.
he's
Too.
he lives in Santan Valley, just over here visiting. Oh, on vacation. So husband, I guess, lives in.
He usually goes to Columbia.
Texas, but I haven't got all that information. But the husband, the deceased, doesn't live in the house. He lives out of state.
He just pays for it.
All right. Okay. So haven't even talked to her yet. Okay. Well, I'm waiting for CID to get there. Yeah. See what they want to do. So,
Okay. So do you so you only live in Santan Valley, so why is it just easier to just hang out here?
I was here late last night. Tonight.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, and so Summer has the balls, is what I'm saying, or the gall to. I know what it's like to lose a brother. That pissed me off. It pisses me off regularly, as you can tell. But I mean, this is your brother and your sister who are serial killers. They murdered your niece, your nephew. They murdered your brother-in-law. They were going to murder Brandon. Yet Summer shows up in support. You know, they like to support one another in the most sickest and toxic ways, if you ask me. Like Megan has been saying, it's an enmeshed family. She's going to be doing a podcast about that too, and I can't wait so we can learn. You know, it's all about learning and just seeing different perspectives, trying to get a better understanding. Justice through understanding. And so I had pulled this one up too. Now this is a clip from NBC. I hope they don't strike me down.
And is he hurt or is he?
Oh, crap.
And is he hurt or is he alive or?
Yeah, there's blood. He's not moving.
On July 11th, 2019, Lori Vallow's brother, Alex Cox, called 911 to report he had just killed Charles Vallow, JJ's father and Lori's estranged husband.
I got in a fight with my brother-in-law and I shot him in self-defense. He came at me with a bat.
Lori, JJ, and Tylee were all home at the time. As police questioned Lori, she didn't appear rattled or upset, even laughing at one point.
How long have you lived here?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Okay.
That's why the neighbors don't know us.
Gotcha.
Like, hi, neighbor. Sorry.
Arizona detectives say throughout Lori's interview with police, she wasn't fazed.
It was kind of like a happy-go-lucky. She was just kind of smiling. She was talking about how Tylee was going to go to BYU, Hawaii, and it was just a very nonchalant. You would have thought that we just, recovered their stolen vehicle.
Cox is shown here dabbing at a wound he says he got after Charles hit him with the bat.
It definitely didn't appear that he was struck with, an extreme amount of force to a baseball bat. Charles was a very physically fit man, and actually a former college ball player. So it didn't appear that it was a huge strike to the head.
Yeah, didn't appear to be. Anyways, all right, now. Okay. Now, just to give a little more context, on 6/28/2019, Adam sent Charles a text stating that he told his mother they needed to have a family meeting to hold Lori accountable and have her explain the things that she has been saying. Charles responded, "I will not be there. This is on her. I tried getting her help and the entire family. Except for you, put a scarlet letter on my forehead. The truth is, I put her back in AZ so she could do her evil somewhere else. The only thing she's doing right is with JJ. He doesn't understand why his mommy left him for 72 days, but she did. And she blames it all on me. Good luck, Adam, and my prayers are with all of you. I don't think it'll work because she knows she is, quote, special. Charles then added, quote, I'm assuming this is the stake president and Gabe Bonilla there. She's on a very dangerous path and thinks she's not. She truly thinks she's on a special mission. That's weird to say. Special mission on her 5th probation from Heavenly Father himself, unquote. Charles would later tell Adam that if Mimi, that's Janice, Lori, Melanie, Colby, Summer, or Tylee knew the reason for the meeting, they would not show up. That's so. That song "Against All Odds" from Phil Collins just popped in my head, and I don't even know if it pertains to it, but Charles would later. Okay, yeah, they would not show up on 6/29/2019. Charles Vallow learned about Chad Daybell. This was the day. 6/29/2019 was a very pivotal day in what was coming. Okay. So let me go to the next reference. Oh, I was like, if it's going to sit here and blank out again, it's going to make me mad. Summer. Okay. So this is the trust scale. Let's see. Okay. On 7/19 at 2019 at 12:53 hours, Chad sent Lori a similar message providing trust levels of those she needed to be aware of. The list was as follows. I wonder if you didn't make the list, were you totally good? You know, what makes you make the list? I don't know. So here Summer is at 40. Okay. So that was July 19th. I don't know. Whatever, for what it's worth. Just point that out. And we already read this one last week. This is about the Tesla, which was after Brandon Boudreaux was shot at. Just think about that. I mean, I'm just trying to wrap my brain around this. This was 10/7. So Brandon was shot at on 10/2. Melanie Pulaski was in Rexburg until the 29th of September. I mean, she was there for like 4 days. It's like they had a schedule. It's like Zalema came, and then they changed it out, and then Melanie Gibb came, and then Melanie Pulaski went up there. And so 2 days later, her husband is shot at in a contentious divorce where there's money to be made by evading from taking herself off of the life insurance policy of Brandon Boudreaux. Okay. And to me, it's just like, here we have again, Summer's meddling in this. She's A-okay. And calling Edgar, Lori is the one who mentions him. And I mean, I'm just like, holy shit. And to me, it's just like it's just one of those moments where, looking into this, like a glimpse into the depravity, the lack of human regard, the lack of it shows so many different things, and it's so sick. And I mean, she wasn't just wrong about her sister. No, she's participating in Charles, having to do with Charles and with Brandon. So I don't know. I feel bad if Adam remarries, watch out. Sister-in-law, and daughter-in-law of Janice and of Summer. It's Anyways, I know, moving slow, but I mean, just it strikes me different ways, different times. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's just a season summer. And then it goes to, all right. It has it, the FOIA docs, it'll show it one place and then it shows it somewhere else too. So it's, her name is mentioned or approximately 118 times. And so here we go. On 3/2/2019, March 2019, this is whenever I captured JJ and Pawpaw on the bus, was in this month, March. So when my mom went to help Uncle Charles move from Arizona to Houston. Anyways, I don't know if it was this early, but I mean, this is around the time, I think on March 9th is whenever Lori and Chad canoodled that weekend. And I mean, that was, it stands out to me because that was Chad and Tammy's anniversary. It is just, On 3/2/2019, there was a forwarded text from Alex Cox to Lori Vallow that appeared to be from their mother, Janice. It reads as follows. Love you too, Al. I do realize all of that. Realize this. Lori canceled his trip home. I'm going to say took his truck, took all of his clothes, and drained the bank account. Just tell me what you glean from what is said in this, okay? Because to me, when people recollect or, they recall memories of Charles, it's very superficial coming from that side. It's like, oh, yeah, he paid for this and he did that. And it's never like he was genuine. He was loving, caring. He loved his family, faith, Dallas Cowboy football. I mean, it's nothing personal like that. It's very skin deep. And to me, that's just another glaring theme in this. Is horrible. So if I was Charles, I would be up. Oh, I'm sorry. I took all of his clothes and drained the bank account. If I was Charles, I would be upset and do hurtful things. So would you. Also, even if Charles cheated with hookers, remember that Barry was arrested for soliciting prostitutes. Okay. Your dad and I can, that's interesting. Your dad and I cannot ever judge. Why? Anyways. Charles has never done anything but support me and love me. I love Lori with all my heart. I will help her in any way that I can. But because I have been talking to Charles with the spirit guiding me, this is interesting. Even if he doesn't have the spirit, you see what I'm saying? So if Lori is telling Mom and Shish, Summer, if Lori's telling Janice and Summer that Charles is dark, that he is possessed by all these entities, these demons, okay? That right there tells me everything about Janice's belief system. It's the same as Lori's. It's the same as Chad's. So it says, I'm going to go back. Charles has never done anything but support me and love me. I love Lori with all my heart. I will help her in any way that I can. But because I have been talking to Charles with the spirit guiding me, she has a spirit. Even if he doesn't have the spirit, even if he is a zombie, Alex, basically, it has led him not to go through with a divorce. I mean, wouldn't they want Lori? Lori didn't want to be with Charles, but she didn't want to be married. I'm just kind of throwing some things in there. Things to get us thinking about this. Okay. Why would she be happy if Charles didn't call the divorce off? Wouldn't she want her daughter to be happy? And since they went and met the first day that Chad Daybell and Lori met in St. George, Utah, on October 26, 2018. And Barry was there, Janice was there, Summer, Melanie, they all needed to support each other. And allegedly, it's, what I had picked up a long time ago was that Barry basically gave Chad his blessing to court his daughter, his married daughter at that. So what, I mean, I don't know if I'm making a big deal out of this, but I mean, it just kind of caught me by surprise just now, because just reading it, it's like once their words leave my lips or whatever, it's like, oh my God. Okay. Even if he doesn't have the spirit. So you can also say, even if he is a zombie, even if he's dark, okay, it has led him not to go through with a divorce, and decided to turn on all the cell phones and put them back in Lori's name and move out of the house, and is going to pay for Lori to move back in. Move back in. No strings attached. Just bindings. So if that happens, just know the Lord works in mysterious ways. Sometimes things that look black and white are actually gray. I love you. I would love to talk to Lori, but I haven't heard from her. I know I'm led by the Spirit in my actions. Unquote. Seconds later, Alex sent another text to Lori. So, okay. Seconds later, Alex sent another text to Lori that read, quote, Ned just came by and Tylee unleashed on him. He came to my house and he went to Summers first. He ran up in a rental car. Well, I mean, because they took his fucking truck. Okay? They hit it because they're assholes. Straight, y'all are assholes. You heard it here. Straight from my mouth. Ooh. Anyways. And he had, I don't know if he had JJ with him. It makes me wonder. I wonder. He ran up in a rental car. No response from Lori was observed. Shocker, All right, next one. Again. Yep. Yeah, this is a Tesla one. Okay. Come on, repeat. Just that. An incident that supposedly happened to Brandon. There's got to be some before messages leading up to that. The investigator felt it important enough to include it in this damn investigation. And an incident that supposedly happened to Brandon sounds highly suspicious, unquote. Lori, Brandon's Tesla or the Tesla company? Anyways, Summer says Brandon's. He claims someone shot at him. He claims, not like they're just in this huge conspiracy to terrorize Lori and Melanie. Anyway, they're so fucking backwards, y'all. Anyways, Brandon, he claims someone shot at him and shot the window to his Tesla a few days ago. Police are looking into it. And the whole world. Summer says also, I think he is trying to set Al up. Projection. Whatever they're doing, they are accusing. Hands down. In this case, that's the main theme. That's the main thread that's going through all this is they are accusing others of what they're actually doing. They are projecting everything on everybody else around them. It's sickening. I think he is either trying to set Al up or make a future hit on Mel, make him look innocent, knowing him. But who knows? Knowing him sounds suspicious to me. Lori, maybe it was Edgar. Where is he? Summer, I doubt it was him. He wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. He usually makes things look like natural causes, but I don't know where he is or what he is doing. Summer again, he has a message to me on his Smule page, but I haven't responded. Summer then forwarded Lori an image of an unknown subject or on music recording app Smule with the username of XZZYZX. It is suspected that this was Edgar. Searching Smule through Lori's iCloud account, I discovered that she was using this app to send songs or communicate with Chad Daybell as well. This was evident in the links that they would send to each other. I wonder if they were talking to damn Summer in there in Smule. I mean, just saying, I think they're part of this club. I really do. Okay. All right. All right. This is from Debbie. She was married to Alex Cox for about a year. She's the one that was like, came out with the audio. I think Trisha from Web Sleuths has talked to her as well about her experience of being married to Alex Cox. God bless you, girl. Anyway, so right here it says Debbie stated that she had wanted to move to Utah after they were married, but Alex wanted to stay in Texas. That's where his family lived. Alex suddenly came home from work one day and told her they were moving. The move happened very quickly. When they arrived in Utah, Debbie learned Alex had slept with a 15-year-old girl. The father had started to look for Alex to fix the problem. This event did play into a divorce with Debbie, along with the sexualization with Lori. Excuse me. Debbie pointed out that Alex never acted that way with either of the other sisters, Stacy or Summer. It says it down there again. Okay. I asked Debbie if she had been contacted by anyone and given this information so she could be included with the investigation. Debbie denied that anyone had approached her and nobody had provided this information to her. Debbie said that she had kept a low profile because she did not want to be in the news. I don't blame her. And her statement would be, right? And did not want her children to know. Debbie said that she had left a tip with Gilbert Police Department, the FBI, and Idaho authorities, but never heard from any of them. She then realized the tip should have been left with Chandler, and she reached out to let the department know. I asked Debbie why she had decided to come forward at this point. Debbie said after learning about what had happened in December, she started to reach out to the other agencies in January. So December, that's when Alex died, and things were, it's whenever it entered the public sphere, basically. Blah, blah, blah. Debbie struggled with the knowledge that Alex had indicated he wanted to get into a fight with Joseph Ryan and kill him in self-defense. This sounded too much like what had happened to Charles, and she could not remain silent. Oh, God bless you. And I mean, I'm just like, oh, thank you for coming forward at least, It means a lot, and I wish more people would. And, maybe more people would have also, but the church sent out letters. So there's that. This sounded too much. Okay, so Debbie said that she had a brief contact with Summer via Instagram after the death of Alex. I would love to read that text, that interaction, because, there's other family members. There's Summer lashed out at Megan, and I don't really know the details of it right now. She's going to she plans on sharing that in the future. And so it's not my story to tell, but I mean, just trying, Megan was like trying to share the post about the kids being missing. And basically, from what I recall, Summer lashed out at Megan and even blocked her. And I want to say even said she was going to report her to the law, to authorities. I'm like, oh my God, for not believing Lori, or not believing Lori, Summer, Alex, Janice, and them, because that's really what it seems to be, in my opinion. Contact information was collected from Debbie, and this completed my interview with Debbie. All right, let me scoot down to the next. January 31st, 2019 at 8:37 a.m. Summer, Lori's sister, texted Lori and stated, quote, "He talked to Jeff and Mimi this morning." Jeff is Summer's husband, so that's Charles's brother-in-law. And Mimi is Janice. Okay. He talked to Jeff and Mimi this morning and told them that you left him and that he called. Let me scoot this up. And that he called the police. And if they track you down, they are taking you in for a psych eval. He told Mimi that he had someone from bishopric or stake presidency listening in on a conversation you had. Listen, okay, okay. This is that Gabe Badia whenever he talks to Gilbert Police Department. So hold tight. I'm gonna go grab that. I'm trying to be specific. Okay. So this was, Justin Lum, April 4th, 2020, got the FOIA body cam footage and all that stuff in. Raw Gilbert PD body cam footage in this compilation from 1/31/2019. Gilbert Police Department Sergeant interviews Gabe Bonilla, a friend of Charles Vallow, over the phone. Bonilla told police that he had heard a recent phone call between Lori and Charles when she allegedly told her former husband she would destroy him. Then Lori Vallow, Tylee Ryan, and Melanie Gibb arrive at GPD to speak to officers about Lori's stolen purse and phone that morning. She accused Charles of taking her belongings while she dropped off their son JJ at school. Officers ask what happened. Lori also says Charles is cheating on her, and also wants her to give him the money she took from their account. Tyler, y'all, so I have a lot of these documents like printed out, and I've been filing this week. It's crazy. Like I said, the notebooks, like you can start any notebook that I write in, and I'm just like, oh my God, it tells a story. It gives me a better understanding, and it wasn't intentional, it just kind of, whoa, but just from my note taking. So I had noticed where in the documents turned over from Charles to his attorney, Taylor Larson, there were screenshots of purchases where Lori withdrew all this money from their shared account. And I'm like, oh my God, it's just like more of the divorce kind of accusations that Uncle Charles was alleging in his divorce filing. And I mean, there's this one, and I'm gonna go grab it because it's that important. I was like, oh my God, how come I didn't know that before? And maybe it's known, but anyways, so I'll get that as soon as I play this. I'll go grab that. Officers ask what happened. Lori says Charles is cheating on her and also wants her to give him the money that she took from their account. Tylee Ryan reads some of the text she claims Charles sent the night before. Melanie Gibbs sits in on the discussion and tells police Charles used Lori's phone to impersonate her via text to lure Melanie damn Gibb, right? Gross. She's so exalted, huh? Charles used Lori's phone to impersonate her via text to lure her back to the Vallow home where he had been locked out. Anyways, finally, officers call Charles on the phone, but you can't make out what he is saying. Yeah, you can if you listen hard enough. But it is apparent Charles wants police to enforce the involuntary committal order he says he had obtained overnight per police report. The officer tells him he has to bring Lori her stuff back, and she can't be held against her will despite Charles petitioning for her to be mentally evaluated. It's like there's reports, or I believe she went to this mental eval, but I don't really feel like she did, but I don't know. Hopefully we'll learn that. So let me play this and I'm gonna go grab that other thing. No closed captions. Oh, maybe so. Nope. This is the bishop, Jason Mouse, bishop and friend and illustrator.
Hello, this is Gabe.
Hey, Gabe, this is Scott Gallus with the Gilbert Police Department. How are you?
It's hard to
Good.
hear.
How are you?
Hey, the reason for my call, I'll just get right to the point. You're listed as a witness on a petition for an involuntary committal of a Lori Vallow.
Yes.
What can you tell me about? I'm just kind of doing a little bit of follow-up on this paperwork, and I was hoping you could just kind of enlighten me, because these things are handwritten, so sometimes they don't necessarily encapsulate everything that you could tell me.
Yeah, you know, it's a tough situation. I'll bring up to speed as best I know here, but his wife, she had been getting into some religious things that troubled him. The relationship was a bit odd in the last few months, and it kind of all came to a head when he went out of town. He had me listen to a conversation that he had with her where she was making some strange statements. You know, to be very clear, there was nothing threatening or terroristic of any kind. She didn't threaten to hurt herself or the children or him.
Okay.
She did tell him that she was going to get rid of his stuff, which actually was true. That when he got back, his things were actually gone from the house.
Okay.
When he returned, she had canceled his flights and done some other things to kind of make it really difficult for him to get back.
Yeah.
When he did return, he found that the house was all locked up. No one was home. Gilbert PD helped break in a door so that he could get in the house, and they cleared the house to make sure it was clean. He found some things missing, some clothes, a computer, but no one was home.
Okay.
And no evidence as to where they had gone.
So,
that's really the gist of it. I understand now from third parties that she is staying at a hotel, that she appears to be okay. The children are okay. I haven't talked to Charles here for a little bit, so I'm not sure where he is at.
okay. Let me ask you, sir, if I may. You said, did you listen to this? Was this like a live phone conversation, or was it a recording, or what did you listen to?
He put me in on a conversation. He just he didn't give me kind of warning on it. He just said, "Hold on a sec," and then I guess put me in on a conference call that he was doing with her.
Yeah.
And I thought I was listening to a recording at first, and then it dawned on me after a minute or so that this wasn't a recording, that it was actually a live conversation.
Okay.
And then it ended pretty quick right after that.
Okay. And just so I'm clear, she didn't threaten him, the children, or herself in that conversation?
No, everything was subjective. She did use the word destroy. She said, "I will destroy you," but it was done in a very subjective way that it didn't necessarily come across as a direct threat to him or the children or herself.
Okay. Like it could have been destroy his reputation or something less literal?
His spirit, for all we know, his spirit powers or something, it's just very non-specific.
Okay. When she was speaking, and I know you said it was short, did she seem coherent, or was she?
She seemed coherent, but her statements were strangely irrational. She was accusing him of something, but would not tell him what it was.
Okay.
She seemed to indicate, again, in a somewhat oblique way, that he wasn't who he said he was, that he was. And the only thing that actually concerned me out of the conversation that I thought was beyond the pale, so to speak, was, he said, "Hey, I just want to see the kids," and she said something to the effect of, "Well, you want the kids, I'll give them to you," which I thought was a bit strange for a mom to say.
Yeah.
And that was kind of what made me wonder what was actually going on in her mind at that moment.
Okay.
But she sounded very lucid as she was speaking.
Okay. All right, sir. I think that's all. I really appreciate your time. I know this is an awkward position for you to be in, but I do appreciate the extra info.
No problem. I want to see everyone treated the best they can, and if she is in a bad state, that she gets the right kind of care, and hopefully this will resolve itself in the best way possible for those poor kids.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would disagree with you. So, thank you. you again.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Did it change over or something? Or is it still Gabe? Ah.
No, I won't fit with those cameras.
No? No, I wasn't gonna file
You
a
see
report,
these
but my
packets
friend who
right
is a
away.
police officer told me to file a report.
Okay. Yeah.
He's like, it's just good to have it on record, so.
Yeah, okay. I got a little bit of info from dispatch.
Yeah.
Said he stole your phone and
What happened?
your purse.
My
What'd you
whole
tell us
purse.
about it?
So yesterday, I got not here with my husband's phone, and he was in Texas working, and I found some stuff that he'd been doing, so he was really defensive. And so I took the kids, we spent the night in a hotel because I knew he was coming home. And so this
You're a
morning when I
bitch.
took my son, when I went into the school to take him into school, he was waiting somewhere and like stole my purse out of the car, my whole purse. So my phone, my wallet, my money, my everything was in there. So I
Your
had
money.
the door locked, but the sunroof was open because we have a service dog and he was in the car, and I didn't want to, my son was kind of throwing a fit. I didn't want to get them both out of the car because it was a mess this morning. And we didn't have any of our stuff because we spent the night in the hotel and he was out of his element.
You know how
I
they talk.
locked the door like for like the first time ever, and he like whatever, either got it out. I don't remember if the door was locked. He got it out, or he reached through the sunroof and just got it.
Okay.
But then he started texting all my family and all my friends and impersonating me, and got my friend lured over to the house to meet him, where he had like kicked in the door to get into the house and stuff. So.
And he did that this morning.
Last night.
Last night. Okay.
With the cops.
Right. Okay.
That's when I got there. I'm like, Lori?
I want to hurt. Oh, that lady gets on my nerves.
My phone because he was pretending to be me, saying, "Oh, come meet me at the house," and whatever.
Okay.
So.
Demonizing.
How did he? What did he say to you? Then?
He said, "Can you come to the house now?"
And then when you got.
Sure. Yeah. And
Okay.
proceeded to act like he was himself. Do you have the text messages on your phone?
No,
but when I got there, I said, "You've been using Lori's phone to connect with me." He goes, "Sorry, I deceived you." I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, you did." And luckily, there were some other people there that were. So he was changing the locks and probably having the door fixed where he kicked it in, so that the locksmiths were there. So I'm glad that they were there. But there was a
Yeah, hold on.
Suburban, which
Yeah. Hold on. Let me find that. I gotta find
it. But anyway, it was
one
a
of these.
vehicle, so I didn't know, who I suspected it would be her. I should have noticed that your car wasn't there, but I didn't notice that.
Okay. What kind of car do you drive?
An Infinity QS80.
So you got to the house, and then you got there. He said, "Yeah, I deceived you," and then what was he calling you there for?
He wanted me to come over there and get some information about her, pretty much.
Oh, okay. What did he ask you?
Damn truck was.
He was
Hooker.
asking like, what's got into her, like, where is she, right? Where is she? Of course, I didn't.
She knew.
Where she. I didn't know where she was. She didn't. I didn't tell anybody. She didn't tell her out because I just thought it was safer for everybody to know. He just basically wanted me to take his side, I think, and just told her how crazy I was and stuff like that. So.
What was your name?
Melanie.
We agree.
Your last name?
Gibb.
Okay. Just because for documentation later. What's your date of?
January 1st.
So okay. So he had you come there. Was asking you questions. So, like, is this something that's happened before, or is this like?
Unfortunately, yeah. We've had
Okay,
to
so
even go to hotels just so he calms down or something.
What is it like that motivates him doing this kind of stuff? Is it does he
Or
seem
being
like
a bitch.
just goes
This
nuts
time
sometimes?
I caught him cheating and I had evidence and I told him about it, and he travels a lot for business, so I told him about it and told him not to come home and that his stuff would be gone and that his car would be gone and all this thing.
So he was a little mad.
She's just trying to protect herself.
But I just left with the kids because I didn't want them in all pajama. So, yeah.
So then you took your phone and purse, and has he tried to make contact with you since?
He's trying to contact me through her. He has
Through
my
her?
phone. I don't have a way to be
Okay.
contacted.
Yeah.
I wasn't trick-or-treating.
I didn't know what her. I couldn't contact her.
Nobody could
Nobody said
contact
she
me. I
called.
just went and bought a phone so I could have a phone, a little throwaway phone. So I could.
Have you called him to ask him if he'd bring your stuff back?
Well, he talked to her about it. So he
And what
said,
was?
Yeah. I said, would you be willing to give me the purse for Lori? You know, and he goes, no, unless she does this, and all these.
Don't speak in generalities. I
Oh,
want
sorry.
specifics.
he wants me to meet him at therapy today
So
or
he wanted
something.
me
Or something.
to meet
Or
him
the
at
purse.
therapy.
But he wasn't going to give you the purse. He just is saying he'd give it to me if I meet him there.
Right.
But I don't really want to talk to him today if I don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we have him bring the purse back, are we all good? Like, I mean, you're not willing to meet with him with a therapist or anything to try to get it back?
I don't want to meet with him because I don't know. He's very sneaky. So like what he'll do is meet me in the parking lot and mess around with me, whatever. Like he's not going to just
What if we
let
call
me
him
walk
and
into
see
therapy,
if
but
he'll come here and we can facilitate him getting your purse back?
that would be fine.
I'll be right back. I gotta go grab the other binders.
Obviously, he's texting her.
He's texting all my family and the kids too.
Yeah. So we know it was him that took the purse because he.
What's he texting you?
I have the text. He was basically just texting me. He's acting like that my son was in danger. I was worried about JJ's safety and things, and texting her like he's gonna.
So he at first texted me, "You doing okay today? Hey girl, are you okay? Please see your mom. I may not be home for a bit. Love you." Sent me a strange link to a website about our church.
About people.
Yeah. Said this is what's happening, and then he texted me at almost midnight. "I'm so, but I have no choice. I'm just saying, danger. I had no choice." Which he didn't file a police report or anything as far as we know, so I'm just assuming he was trying to get a response, and then "I love you." He was.
Police report about what?
Or I don't know, but he was acting like he did something.
And then those text messages came from. Do you have it entered as mom's phone? Or?
No, that was from him.
That's before he didn't.
That's before
he didn't take the first until 8:30.
This was last
when I was
night.
at school.
So that's from his mom.
And he was sending word for word the same text to my cousin, like
What's his name?
Charles.
What's his phone number?
You have the same last name as you, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my friend told me, my friend that's a police officer, he said, go file a report, file a restraining order, all stuff. I don't want to do all that stuff. I just wanted to be on record, and if you can get the purse back, that would be lovely, because all my stuff is in there. I'm really mad about my lip gloss.
About credit cards.
Well, he has all the cards and all the
Yeah.
stuff, so he's mad because I took the money out of our account, but it's a joint account, so he wants me to give him money.
Okay,
And
that's all a civil issue.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Purse, there's no reason why he's walking around with your purse, your ID, that he doesn't have a right to.
Right,
Married or
that's what I'm
not
saying.
married,
All
I
the
mean.
rest of the stuff is our joint stuff together.
Yeah.
So.
All right. We're gonna leave the room temporarily. We're gonna try to give him a call, see if we can't get this rectified.
That'd be great. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, I got it.
You want to call him or you want me to call him?
I don't know. This one's a little confusing for me, honestly.
I love this call.
Oh yeah, I would actually love.
Okay. Charles. Hi, this is Officer Edgerton, Gilbert PD. Is this Charles? Hey, Charles. The reason why I'm calling right now is your wife's at the police department claiming you stole her purse and her cell phone.
He laughed.
Okay, you realize they don't belong to you, correct? Okay, so that's a civil issue, and she's responsible for every penny. When you guys, if you guys end up going through a
Well,
divorce proceeding, okay, and you also texted a friend to meet you at the house last night under the guise that you were her. What was that for? So you texted a friend of hers to meet you at the house last night using her cell phone. What was that all about?
what a bitch.
Oh, this morning. Okay. Yeah, we read the report from earlier today regarding you not being able to get into the house and everything. So I do not have the order in front of me, so I cannot do that. It's got to be approved, and I know I cannot I cannot get her. Well, it's got to go to our sergeant, who's got to call, verify that it's good, and
And we
then
gotta tell her how to get out of it.
dispatched. So that's just how the process works. And I can't keep somebody against their will without a warrant or the valid. Well, I'm telling you right now, we have a process. You come here, you turn it in, it goes to a sergeant. Sergeant calls the doctor. Okay, well, I don't have that, and for all we know, it's not valid anymore. I do not know.
I mean, why not? Can you bring
What
it?
I'm concerned about. Yeah, well, that's not what I'm discussing a whole separate issue right now, and that's her getting her belongings.
It's a non-issue, basically.
Okay, you're saying it's at the house, which you changed the locks on, correct? So she
That
doesn't
she
have
changed
access.
the locks on. Oh my god.
Yes. So unless you want to be charged with theft, we need to get that purse back to her.
I'd have
If
been
you
like,
want to come here with the purse and that order, we can get this all try to figure it out. And the purse and her cell phone. Okay. So how soon can you be here? We're at the police department, 75 East Civic Center Drive, Gilbert and Warner. Thank you. How long? Yeah, but he says he's coming with the order.
Right?
Should get interesting.
It's gonna get real interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Super,
So,
super
all right.
interesting.
I guess this could, yeah.
Colleen leaving a classroom. She's walking down the corridor. She's going to the ladies' toilets. That's on the second floor. Immediately after, you see Chisholm. And at this point, he follows Colleen into the school toilets.
What the heck is
It's also
playing?
worth noting that whilst he does that, he puts on his white gloves. He pulls his hood of his sweatshirt over his head.
That was weird. What the heck was that? Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm everywhere. I was like, who is that talking? But I couldn't find the window playing. And the video wasn't playing. So all that. Look, and so I just found this too. But let me go grab Dropbox. I just uploaded those photos I was just trying to tell you about. Hurry up. Hurry up and wait. Oh, and I found the Julie Rowe and Emma Daybell videos, or audios. That's what it is. But that's when Julie had, well, I had screen recorded them a long time ago. But after Julie Rowe showed up trying to get into the courtroom and all that jazz, she had taken all of those videos, she put them private. So we couldn't have access to them, especially the casting out one, like that Melanie Pulaski testified to. that's where they learned how to cast out. Well, so I found I had found the screen recordings that I did of that a long time ago, because I'm always leery of the internet being scrub-a-dub-dubbed. But okay. Here we go. All files. I'm not very tech savvy. I can get there and I can get you there. I can get us there, but not fast. No, it's never fast. I don't want suggested. I mean, I uploaded it. I want to see what I uploaded. Right there, And it's being slow. I don't know what's up with that. Well, I mean, what else can we talk about until then? Let me just go back to this then. Right. Back to the files. My mouth is so dry. Oh, where'd my drink go? Shit. All right. So back to the summer, January 31st. Okay. 2019. Summer, Lori's sister, texted Lori and stated that he, meaning Charles, kind of reading this again, had talked to Jeff and Mimi this morning and told them that you left him and that he called the police. And if they track you down, they are taking you in for a psych eval. It's hard to read these words sometimes because they're like backwards. I don't know. Or maybe I am. Either way, it's hard for me to just let it roll off the tongue because it's not natural. Anyways, he told Mimi that he had someone from bishopric or stake presidency listening in on a conversation you had with him where you told him that you would kill him and that you are married to Moroni, and that whoever was listening was going to have your recommend suspended until they talk to you. I just want you to know what we are hearing on our end. Well, thanks, Summer, for participating in this week's conspiracy, right? On to the next episode. Goddamn. Oh, and she also says, I want you to know that I 100% support you. I want you to know that I 100% support you. I am here if there's anything I can do for you to help. The fact he would try to get your recommend suspended shows extreme evil and malicious intent. I know you have help from the other side. I know you are being inspired to know what to do, and you are prepared to do your mission. I support you. I love you. I am here for you. I am so sorry you have to go through all of this crap. Unquote. I'm telling the Mormon police. She said crap. Anyways.
Crasha.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I have to come in because this is very important. I know it's all important, but this, you got to understand how important the temple recommend and staying in good is important to them. So,
yeah, it's
but the thing about, yes, exactly. But the thing about it is, I mean, in your head, you're going, well, so, but no, but really and truly, if you were a good LDS, if you were good, if you were a better than you LDS, you would want the bishop to know your sister was dabbling around in some crap she should not be dabbling around with. Please help her. So why did that not happen? That's what should have happened. So why did that? So are they good Mormons or bad Mormons? Or is there some?
I think they're convenient Mormons.
Well, maybe that's it, but it makes you think that some other shit's going on because you can't be both. And when her mother went on TV and said, he had another agenda. Yeah, the agenda was to try to get
Get her
her
help.
to be straightened out and
Less
act like a good,
celestialer.
be a good LDS lady and go down there and make funeral potatoes and quit killing people and sleeping around.
Yeah, quit being a hoe.
And Crasha, I'm sorry to interrupt because
No,
it
you're
just got in my
fine.
last damn
That's a good
craw.
point.
I'm so because I've been thinking about that and thinking about because see,
Good.
Jehovah Witnesses. Jehovah Witnesses.
They can hear
me.
you. It's big.
I'm trying to keep my mother from hearing me.
Oh, yeah.
The thing about it is if you can keep from being tossed out, you get to keep doing all your privileges and stuff. So, I mean, I can see how somebody would want to be able to keep all their privileges and be a hoe bag, but it's not being a good, healthy Christian,
You can't be
whatever it
both.
is.
Like, yeah,
You can't be I mean, if you want to do it. I'm in favor of you doing it. But if you don't want to do it, don't be doing this other killing and
and don't be involving me in it. No, you know, you do you, boo. Kind of that thing. I couldn't imagine.
Yes, it's just
but you made
very
a good point. They're not calling and saying, "Oh, mom," or Mimi, or whatever the hell. Yeah, Lori, she's off the rails. I mean, Adam did.
But they knew she
But he
was off
also
the
told
rails.
everybody. Huh?
Because I mean, they knew better. Everybody, like you've heard a lot of people say, and maybe Janelle can answer this question, but you've heard a lot of people say, well, you could talk about that stuff, but not in the church. That stuff you don't talk about in the church. And so they
Wait, what
all
stuff?
knew.
Oh, yeah.
The end times, the
The
visions of
celestial crap.
glory. Yeah, I've got a vision about where you need to put your tent. They didn't talk about that down there in Sunday school. They talked about it separate. And so you should know in
I
your
think
own
it's
family.
enmeshed. I think I really. Oh wow! I just thought about that. I'm sorry.
I mean, yes, it is
it's very
enmeshed,
enmeshed
but
their
they
church,
keep
too.
it. They keep it in their little pieces of pie. I'm sure they do. I mean, I'm sure they got the extra piece of pie with the tents and all that. But I'm just saying, they call themselves following these rules about things, and they don't want to get like if you can keep from being tossed out. I mean, and clearly, and it's too. I mean, this is another thing. In a place that's like Idaho, Arizona, and Utah,
Mormidor.
being a LDS in good standing is good for business. It's good for your economy. You can make more
You
money
won't be
that way
rejected,
because
right? You're not an outsider.
Exactly. So, I mean, it has its, it's like being in I don't know what they do down at the Mason Club or the Lions Club, but it's the kind of thing that where people support one another, and they do a lot of other shit too. But anyway,
right, right. But they
Tony
also
is drunk.
defraud. I mean, they con each other too. Especially with like all the MLMs, and I'm just like, good Lord, it's like a cutthroat.
It's blind faith because amongst their group they think that he's my brother, he couldn't hurt me, what could go wrong? I mean, I actually thought that when I got married. I thought, well, this guy is, he's mature and he serves the Lord, and I serve the Lord, so what could go wrong?
Right. No, every damn thing in between. Hold my beer. I mean, hold my a non-alcoholic beer.
Did your video get uploaded or whatever you were trying to do there?
Yeah, I didn't even go back and check yet because I can't.
But
I can't talk and do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I just had to
keep going.
I just had to throw it in about how bad that gets in my last crawl. If they went up on, because they never told exactly what Charles' agenda was, and Charles was trying to get her in trouble with the church. Oh my God, that is not what Charles was doing, and they both know it. And this is another thing, Krisha. Do you have access to Charles's accounting? I'd like to know how long, how many months into all this crap was Charles still having to pay for these lying bitches' phones and shit?
Well, up
you know what
until
I'm
July
saying?
for sure, but well, I mean, he was paying for him before, like we just read, right? And whenever Janice was telling Alex that he may not have the spirit with him, but I do. And I mean, at least he didn't go through with the divorce. And by that to me equates to he cut our phones back on, so free range again. And we get to use them some more, is what I see. That's Charles's whole role in this, in their lives for sure, is what can you do for me?
They were
And I think
bleeding
out of all the
edged.
husbands, I think he did the most for them.
I'm so sorry.
It's sad.
It is
It's sad.
sad.
I mean, really,
Now,
just thinking
see,
about it.
Adam knows, because Adam said the first time that Lori said to him, hey, you know, I'm going to be a translated being, or whatever the hell she said. Adam said, well, I don't think you're crazy, but blah, blah, blah. He knew that was wrong then. And he probably went and told his mama. They should have told the bishops then. I don't know when that was that she talked that shit to him. But I'm just telling you, if you were in good standing and you wanted to do the right thing by the Lord, you would be down there telling the bishop your own dang self. You wouldn't have had to have Charles done it. They knew. They all knew. They should be in trouble with that bishop. Who's that bishop? I'm writing him a letter.
Yeah. Right? I mean, not to
Is he
mention
going to be
he's also,
subpoenaed?
I hope the hell he is. I hope the hell he is, because I don't like the weird connection between him and Jason Mao. He is Jason. I mean, I have the business. I printed it out. I don't have it right here in front of me, but it's between Jason Mao and Gabe Bonilla. Gabe Bonilla is the illustrator. Actually, according to Melanie Gibb in her, was it her testimony? I'm trying to think, because it was something about who published her book, and it was Gabe Bonilla that published her book and Jason Mao's books. So I was just like, there you go. There's that part. I just thought he was an illustrator, but no, just wait, there's more. And he's actually a publisher for Melanie Gibb and apparently Jason Mao too. And I mean, I don't like Gabe. I don't like Gabe. I mean, he shows up in the body cam footage with my Uncle Charles when the police responded to him being locked out, which I did find that. Thank you. That filing. Hold on, let me grab it.
Please, nobody hunt down or be mean to any of the people we have mentioned in the video today.
No mob
Don't do
mentality.
No, do not say
Don't do
nothing to them. Don't do it. Time will tell. These things will
Don't be
work
running your
themselves out.
mouth.
Do not be taking it into your own hands. No.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to be a part of that, Oh, well, that's not it. That's CapCut. That's a receipt for an app I got. God damn it. I mean, come on now, I'm looking for the bank damn receipts. Hold on. Okay. I'm scrambling right now. I'm like, what? Okay, let me try. I'm like, what? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I did the wrong thing. I don't know my ass from a hole in the wall at the moment. So thank y'all for being here. Let me try that again. So I guess I didn't find it. Why does it open one thing at a time? That's bullshit. That's some bullshit. I mean, I have it right here. I can show you. I can hold up the paper. But I'm obviously not smart enough to to upload it and display it properly. Oh, I'm by myself. Okay. So it's right here. It's in these screen recording. I mean, screen captures that were included in. I think Justin Lum had reported on it, and I just kind of printed it out. It's in Uncle Charles's divorce not decree, but when he filed for divorce. Yeah, I can't wait for Charles's trial. I know the Chandler cops will lie, but I want to hear what they will say. You think? I'm worried more about Idaho. Well, I don't know. I worry about them both. Yeah. Just, I don't like corruption, man. Nobody would want anybody to poo-poo on their family members' investigation either, on their justice. Here, you know, come on now. What is that? That's wrong. Wrong. But so I noticed, I'm going through the transactions and I'm visual, so I feel like y'all need to be visual too. Let me see what order. So right here, online transfer to check 0377. That's the account. $19,000. And I think they go backwards. Like this is 130 and this is 128. Let's do it this way then. So on this other page, I don't have to be in the damn frame. There's that. Okay, so it says on whatever it is $100. Okay, or $61.53. I don't know. That's their balance. Okay, online payment $250. Then it says withdrawal January 30th $500. Withdrawal January 30th $25,000. Then it says the Home Depot, Chandler, Arizona. And I was like, this is her buying the locks to lock him out of the house, right? You know? Right here, Home Depot, Chandler. He was in Houston, so that would be Lori the day before, changing locks, sneaking, stealing money out of the account. And I can't read it through that. But then it says Fry's Fuel, which is in Chandler. Then it says Walmart Grocery. She went Walmart. $183.90. Then it says online transfer from check. $19,000. That's a doozy. Then maybe I didn't do it over. Okay. January 29th, withdrawal on January 29th of $10,000. Then it has a Venmo, Visa Direct, $129, $250. Okay. Then it says did I do 129? Okay. Then so this is the other page. There's only 2 pages. There we go. Don't move. So it says $19,000 withdrawal, right? Then $1,100 online transfer, and then 7-Eleven San Antonio. Okay, so I think Uncle Charles was like traveling. Arby's, 234 Katy, Texas. That's where Uncle Charles moved to, 539. Okay, that was on January 30th. Hold on, I'm getting there. And then Progressive Insurance, okay, $177.33. Got to pay that insurance, Lori. I'm just picking. National Life payroll, 16 grand. That's the payroll that Uncle Charles, was having to come up with, I think. Love's Country, Love's convenience store for $23.63. Then there's an online transfer to check number 0377 or account, $10,000. Then it says Popeyes and Gilbert. Okay, so Lori went and got her some, because she's in Arizona, he's in Texas. So that's how I'm going through this. This is what I gleaned from it. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so she got some Popeyes on January 28th. I am going backwards now. Anyways, this down here, I was like, La Vida Med Spa, Chandler, Arizona, January 28th. You want to know what La Vida Med Spa is? Well, we're going to find out. And this, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Hold on, let me find. No. Let's see. So this is what came up. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. All right. And so, like, I'm reading all these things, and I'm like, what the hell do they do there? Best place for all of your aesthetic needs. The ladies take such good care. Great prices. You can join their membership program too. Here we go. Oh, damn. Where's the damn volume?
Even write me back. Well, who cares? Don't write him anymore. I'm calling him. No. I wrote him yesterday. He won't even write me back. Well, who cares? Don't write him anymore. I'm calling him.
That's stupid. Sorry. Okay. Let's try this.
And I found you. Oh.
Oh, okay. Let's just do it without music. Botox, okay? Botox. I was like, oh my God. Because, like, mom told me, that she was like, no, Lori doesn't do all the fillers and all that stuff. But maybe she did. Maybe she felt like treating herself after she, borrowed money out of their account. Let's see. It looks different than it was on my phone. Look, fresher. Just y'all know Crush is a refresher. And so it says fresher. Haha. Okay. La Vida Med Spa. And I mean, I'm not throwing shade on their business at all. I'm throwing shade on Lori Vallow Daybell. Okay. Mesotherapy, skin tightening, acne scar treatment, dermabrasion, laser resurfacing, microneedling, skin lightening treatment. I mean, she could have been like getting some hair transplant or something, or some Botox. Put your votes in now. What do you think it was? Was it Botox? Was Lori getting some fillers or what? So, I mean, I just, how it just was one of those things where I just hadn't paid attention to it. Then I was like, what the hell is La Vida Med Spa? And so I was just like, interesting. But anyways. All right, let me get back over there. So all that, just to show you 2 screenshots. All right. You get the face you deserve. I heard a smart lady say that recently. Did you hear that too? I think that's a good thing. There's my drink way up there on the shelf. Oh God, right? Oh God. That made me think of what like Megan, whenever she told that story about whenever she was growing up with Lori, and I don't want to even repeat it, but basically like shave your bush, okay? And I'm sorry, but that's why I didn't want to say it, but yeah, like shaming other people. Anyways, it's just not very Mormonish, you know what I'm saying? And definitely, I mean, I'd be freaking out if it was my teen. All right. So, okay. I found that interesting. What is this? Oh, let's shut that down. All right, let's listen to this a little bit.
In mind, then, Mr. Ramel, you can go ahead and inquire
Let
on
me
your
make sure my
direct
aspect is right.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Shiflet.
Good morning.
Can I please have you state your full name and spell your last name for the record?
Summer Shiflet, Shiflet.
Ms. Shiflet, how do you know the defendant in this case?
She's my
Lori,
sister.
I'm sorry, Lori Vallow Daybell. You're fine.
She's my sister.
And is she your older sister?
Yes.
Yes.
And this is obvious without asking, Ms. Shiflet, but can I have you clarify for the record how that makes you related to J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan?
Tylee and JJ were my niece and nephew.
And did you?
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ms. Shiflet. If you don't mind, if you can kind of lean forward right to the
Yeah.
microphone and talk into it, we'll make
Please.
sure to pick up the recording. Thank you.
That's how microphones work.
And did you play an active role in your niece and nephew's life?
Yes.
Oh, I was like, in the investigation yet? I mean, in the.
When were you first made aware that your niece and nephew were missing?
I think through the media, but probably December of 2019.
And at that time, December of 2019, were you in contact with your sister?
No.
Were
Every
you
time
aware of
before
where
then.
she was located at that time?
No.
Yeah.
Ms. Shiflet, have you had a close relationship with your sister?
Yes.
And your brother?
At some point, did you talk to your sister and ask her about JJ and Tylee's well-being?
Yes. I think our first contact was
And now it's sped up.
in February of 2019 after she had been arrested.
And what did she tell you about JJ and Tylee?
I don't remember the exact wording, but she basically told me that she was aware of where they were and that they were safe.
And happy.
Ms. Shiflet, fair to say that you trusted what she told you?
Yes.
You believed your sister when she stated to you that JJ and Tylee were safe?
Yes.
Did you?
I'm going to draw your attention to early June of 2020 when JJ and Tylee's bodies were found. You testified that you trusted your sister. After the discovery of JJ and Tylee, did that change?
Yes.
No shit.
Why?
I felt lied to, and my trust in my sister was broken.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Shiflet, a recording of a video visit between yourself and Ms. Vallow Daybell
Turns
has
out they're
previously
not.
been admitted in this case. Do you recall the date of that specific video call?
We're not
believe
going
it
to
was
listen to
on
that
June
because
24th.
I'm good.
I had received
Propaganda, in my
a
opinion.
request for me to call her.
And just for clarification of the record, do you recall the year?
2020.
Your Honor, can I be handed what has previously been admitted as State's Exhibit 34A? Admitted, I now ask to publish what has been previously.
Mm-mm. Oh, I guess we do listen to it for context, I guess. God dang it. Wish you could just read it.
Permission to publish is granted, Mr. Ramel.
Thank
Oh my gosh. She said, I'm sorry. This is a very shitty copy. How? You don't understand how that's happened? I'm sorry, guy. I mean, sorry, that was good. That was just a reaction. I don't understand how that happened or why. Hello? Devastated. It sounds like a trampoline. I'm sorry. Yeah, when you jump on it. Anyway.
Did you know they were
Yeah, you can, girl. Talk. And that's okay, because Summer can't ask you anything. She can't ask you where the kids are because you can't talk about it, right? You can ask Summer, right? I'm just bringing that point back. Just okay. Well, no, I haven't asked her where the kids are, because she's being recorded. Okay, no, you can. You can ask her anything that you want to. It's up to her if you know differently, in my opinion. It's called freedom of speech.
I don't know what to say, Lord. You know how much I love you and Alex. It's just sick to my stomach. Anything like you never let anything happen to the kids and just let them be thrown away like garbage. And you would let this it's too painful.
Well, how do you just put that? Oh.
Yes, I do. Thanks. Is there another explanation? I'm willing to hear it. I don't want to think of it. Absolutely, but I can't talk about it. You were locked up Hawaii. You were dancing on the beach while your kids were in the ground. You had no knowledge they were there.
Summer didn't get her invitation.
I don't understand.
You don't come to my weddings. I'm just picking.
I want to believe the best in you. I really do. I love you with all my heart. It's healthy. But you're just little kids. I don't understand. I don't understand. That's what I thought. Lori, if you let that happen to them and didn't tell us and just to be in the ground like a piece of trash, then I don't know you because you would have never done anything like that. That's correct. And if you knew and didn't tell us, that's not okay. We loved them. We would have taken them. We would have taken care of them.
What about Charles?
You could have gone and done anything you wanted. That's what you think? I don't know what to think. No, you haven't told us anything. We believe you. We stood up for you. I can't. I would love to. You cut me and Mom off for 4 months and told everyone not to trust us because we tell Adam. And now we find this out and you expect me to just keep going on faith when there's been zero explanation and you expect me to just keep believing without ever having a question.
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, right? I'm back into that.
I can't. I would love to.
I'm trying to pinpoint when she says 4 months ago.
Cut me and Mom off for 4 months and told everyone not to trust us because we tell Adam. And now we find this out and you expect me to just keep going on faith when there's been zero.
What about Adam?
And told everyone not to trust us because we tell Adam.
And told everyone who? And told everyone not to trust us because we'd tell Adam.
I would love to. You cut me and Mom off for 4 months and told everyone not to trust us because we tell Adam. And now we find this out and you expect me to just keep going on faith when there's been zero explanation and you expect me to just keep believing without ever having a question. That is what you're saying. Either explain it or don't expect me to not be upset and tell you when the kids are on Chad's property. I'm not okay. I love them with all my heart. I would have taken Tylee and JJ in a heartbeat, and everybody else would have too. You know that. You have no. If they were in any danger, you're right. Nobody.
Because it's a damn secret society and they needed them. I'm telling you, needed them for their sacrifice, for whomever participated in these damn rituals, in these ceremonies, with these children, with GHB and JJ system. And we don't even know how Tylee died. I mean, and that's the vibe I get from Lori, like, it's not like this, not like I didn't want my kids. I sacrificed them. Nobody was murdered here. That's what I get.
Because everybody sees what's on TV. That's it. That has nothing to do with TV. This is your and my conversations. Before you
But wait, it'll be on CrimeCon.
fucking cut me off. And now you expect me to be there for you when you were going to abandon me. And if you were in jail, you wouldn't even be talking to me. And we wouldn't even know they were dead still.
She's like, that's a burrito and taco conversation, nachos.
Yes. I deserve more than that. I've been there for you like a rock. And I went on TV and defended you. I've done everything to defend you. And I still would right now if you would tell me the truth.
I neglected Charles.
I would love to. I would love You didn't want to in October, November, December, January, or February when you weren't in jail. Why didn't you tell us then? Why you didn't call me when Alex died, which now I'm glad he's gone, if he was a part of this, but you didn't call to tell me Alex died or that your kids are gone? Nothing. You don't think that's going to cause pain throughout our entire family? You don't think I did? No, I don't. I think you were dancing on the beach having a great time. Getting married.
Which I'll do.
And you took pictures to prove your kids don't deserve a burial, but you need to get wedding pictures? You don't think that's upsetting?
Nobody knows.
And nobody knows except for you and the Lord. Yeah, ask him. I have. And guess what? I don't have one scripture that says it's okay for children to be thrown away like garbage in the ground. And that's okay. There is nothing in the scriptures that is godly about hurting a child. Nothing. And they deserve a proper burial with family that loves them at the least.
These captains are horrible.
Support that. That's hurtful to everyone. That's the most selfish, incredibly selfish thing I can think of. I can't think of anything worse. I don't understand. I don't understand. This is not my Lolo that I've known and loved. I've never even seen you be upset with your kids. I went to bed and you said that to everyone. I never have been.
Whoa, let me go back.
I haven't seen you be upset with your kids. I went to bed and you said that to everyone. I never have been.
Oh, your husband.
How can you just go on without them, without any upsetness, without telling us anything, and then expect us to understand? Nobody in the world knows what I've been through. And I don't expect you to. All you see is what's on TV, what everybody says, and all
Because
the
you're not them.
all people are out.
What?
All people are out.
It's all you pour out.
Okay, so now no, deceased. Everyone in the world is deceived except for you. See, nobody's seen me on the floor crying. Nobody knows what I've been through. My children, that I love more than anything.
Which is crazy.
You were dancing on a beach with a
Is that the
smile on
problem?
your face, taking wedding photos. Trying to go on with life. You don't see me trying to find some kind of happiness. You think I want to be alone? Do you think that your mother alone
Let me go back.
with life? Trying to go on with life. You don't see me trying to find some kind of happiness. You think I want to be alone? Do you
That's an
think that
understatement.
your mother and your sister and your son don't deserve to know that the children are gone?
1 point for Summer. but you can't be both.
Why wouldn't you call and tell us that?
Is she mad because some are more mad because she wasn't kept in the loop about the kid's death? Not really talking about like why did you kill them? Just more anger around you didn't tell me, you know?
Why were we cut off? You said you want to go on and be happy? You were just going to be happy without your family and your life until you're stuck in jail and I'm the only one stupid enough to be your friend when I've been your best supporter, Lori. I love you my whole life. I still do. I can't bear to think of anything bad about you. It hurts me. I don't want to see you in jail. I don't want you to be there. I don't want people to misunderstand. If you would tell me the truth, I would stand up for you for the rest of the time. You know that I would. I love you so much. But there is nothing okay about this. Nothing.
Correct.
If you think it's okay, well, you have to say about this. It's okay. This is okay. Nothing about this is okay, Summer. Lori, we have all read the scriptures. I know you've told me about a lot of your spiritual experiences. You know I've tried to support you in all of them. But I am telling you, because I love you with all my heart, please consider that Chad has lied and been deceived, and that you have been deceived, and that this is not what you think it is. There is nothing okay about killing children. Nothing. And even if you didn't kill them, and Dad didn't kill them, and Alex didn't kill them, you threw them away like garbage in the ground. You tried to expose them first. Think I did that too? I can't handle that. And threw her and I stabbed her. You know that such a great guy. You know that big time. I don't understand. It's so painful. I can't even tell you. I don't know what else to say, but please consider that you have been deceived. That is not Christ-like. There's nothing good in that. There's nothing good in that. That's not a test for you.
Making me have a headache.
And they were moms, and they didn't deserve to go mothers in their whole life. They took care of them their whole life. Me. So why would you let me carry that way?
Me.
Well, then come up with an explanation publicly.
Your Honor, that's all I have for this witness. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ramel.
Oh, good emotional. You know. Hold on. Damn it. There it is. Okay. All right, so that, and then let me grab this one real quick. I already opened it. Just need to switch. I think. Oh, this one. Yeah. All right. I don't know. I'll have to go back and listen to that with my earbuds in. I didn't too much pay attention to it when it first came out, so it's my fault. So this was from January 6, 2021. It says, listen, new information revealed in recording between Lori Daybell's sister and prosecutor Rob Wood. Just to glean from it, right? Kind of get points and reference, that kind of tell us where Summer was thinking here, what she was thinking here, what she was thinking here, what she was saying and stuff. So
listen, new information revealed in recording between Lori Daybell's sister and prosecutor Rob Wood. St. Anthony. An audio recording of prosecutor Rob Wood speaking with Lori Vallow Daybell's sister was played during a court hearing Wednesday. John Pryor and Mark Means, attorneys for Chad and Lori Daybell, have accused Wood of prosecutorial misconduct. Their key argument focuses on an October recording between Wood and Summer Shiflet, Daybell's sister. Means and Pryor allege that Wood tried to coerce, unduly influence, coach, and or intimidate Shiflet as they met in Arizona. Garrett Smith, Shiflet's attorney, recorded audio of the meeting on his phone. Wood argues he was introducing himself to Shiflet and Smith, was present the entire time, made no objections to the questioning. Means and Pryor submitted the recording as evidence in the case. New information shows the Daybells are charged with felonies related to the concealment, alteration, and destruction of 7-year-old Joshua, J.J. Vallow, and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan, Lori's 2 children. In June, investigators found their bodies buried on Chad's Salem property. You can listen to the entire recording played in court in the player above. A complete story about the hearing will be posted when it concludes. You can watch it here.
Oh, damn. Ah. Not used to Facebook.
Given the cause now pending, will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Raise your arm to the square. Straight up.
All right, Mr.
That
Pryor,
dude's a
you
douche.
can- Mr. Smith, will you state your name, spell your last name for the record for me, please, sir?
Oh, it's
Garrett
here's
Smith,
Johnny.
S-M-I-T-H.
Mr. Smith, how are you employed, sir?
I'm an attorney.
Very carefully.
Okay, and out of what jurisdiction, sir?
Arizona.
Okay. Do you know the name Summer Shiflet?
Yes.
Okay.
look so
Do you know
different.
the name Zuluma Pastenes?
Yes.
How do you know them?
They're my clients.
Okay. Did you have an occasion to have a meeting with Mr. Rob Wood sometime in October?
Yes.
As a part of that meeting, did you advise Mr. Wood prior to the meeting that you would be recording that conversation and meeting?
I don't know if I said it like, that I was going to be, having a recorder on the table, but that, that there would be concern for what my clients were testifying about in future purposes for, if they were to testify in the future to be consistent with what they were testifying about. He told me they were going to be recording it, obviously, because there's a police investigation. So, specifically, I don't remember if I told him that I was going to record that or not, but there was discussion about it, but I don't know that I came out and said, well, I'll be making my own recordings of that interview. I don't.
Yes or no?
I don't know that I ever. I don't know that I ever said that to him specifically.
Okay.
And
Arizona is a one-state recording state. Is that correct?
Yes.
You have every right to record that conversation without any concern about violating the law. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct.
Okay. And you did, in fact, record that conversation. Is that correct?
I did.
You recorded a conversation of Mr. Wood talking with Summer Shiflet. Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh, Lord.
And then subsequently, you also recorded the follow-up with the police interviewing Summer Shiflet. Is that correct?
To be candid, I believe it was the same recording. I believe that when I went into the Chandler Police Department on that date, I turned my recorder on, and I believe it was one continuous recording of the entire exposure with the Chandler Police Department, including the initial conversation with Mr. Wood.
And that's what you anticipated my question. So in other words, when you turned your recorder on, it was a complete recording of the entire conversation between Mr. Wood as well as the Chandler Police Department interviewing Summer Shiflet. Is that correct?
You just questioning him.
The only word I'm not comfortable with in that sentence is complete. I don't remember when I turned it on. My recollection is that I turned it on when I first walked in. I may have turned it on after having been in the lobby for a few minutes. Logistically, this is how it worked out. We walked into the lobby of the Chandler Police Department. Mr. Wood and several others came out to meet us. Then we went into a room with Mr. Wood, his deputy, and my client. And it was prior to that I turned on the recording device. I don't remember when I turned it on specifically. I'd have to listen to the very beginning of it again just to remind myself of that. But it was prior to going into the room with Mr. Wood and his deputy and my client.
And we're going to have an opportunity to listen to that tape in a moment or two. But so your recollection is that.
Let me. I'm trying to get to the recording.
The Idaho jail.
It's been admitted in hearing, so you can go ahead and publish that at this time, Mr. Pryor, if you so choose. And Mr. Means, you had spoken to me earlier this morning and indicating that you had that available. I would defer to you if you could record, if you could publish that for us, please, sir.
Okay.
They're the ones kind of running down the kid's case because they were last seen in Rexburg. Or were last living in Rexburg. Right. Tyler was last seen in Yellowstone, but and so we were the ones that knew everything about the case, and so they assigned us on that. I'm just going to tell you right now, we are going to be filing conspiracy to commit murder charges against both Chad and Lori. Good. And we're not shy about that. I've told their attorneys. His attorney keeps pretending like I never said that. What? But we have to. Yeah. We have to. But I kind of want to give you a little bit of background of where we are and kind of our kind of theory of how this ended up where it was. we know that this is not the same Lori everyone else knew. What's so strange to me is everyone we talked to who knew Lori before this, right, well, she was primary president. She made quilts for these kids. She made everything fun.
Mhm.
Everyone loved her. She loved everyone.
Great mom.
Great mom. That's what everyone says. And you know, so the one thing I'm going to kind of ask you to consider is maybe something happened. I don't know what. I don't know if it's psychological. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know. But something happened, and I think Colby, the way he said it to me, I think it's kind of like the person who's in that jail cell is not my mom, it's someone else.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is that I shouldn't say the flip side, but I want to be clear. I'm not going to pull any punches on any defendant in this case, right? Like I've got my job to do.
Absolutely.
But we also want the truth and the whole truth and the context of it. And Chad Daybell is. Did you ever meet Chad?
So I met him once at a preparing people. I went to one preparing people thing, and my mom and husband and I went to support Lori, and she wanted to support Mel, so we went and met Chad after he talked for like 90 seconds, maybe, if that. And then he called me when Lori got transferred to the Idaho jail. He texted me and said,
We
Lori wanted to
talked
talk
for
to me,
90
and I was like,
seconds.
yeah. And then the second I hung up with her, he called.
Not see. I was under the impression that Summer said in an interview, with Nate Eaton, for when she didn't show up for Tylee's, to be an advocate for Tylee whenever Lori was sentenced. She said that she told him that she had met him for like 90 seconds, but he spoke. What? Hold on. Sorry. Like what?
Looked at it as a prosecutor was it's adversarial, but
Oh shit.
that's that to Mr. Woods.
Questioning, and I have not.
Oh my God.
I don't know what. I don't know if it's psychological. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know. But something happened, and I think Colby, the way he said it to me, I think it's kind of it's like the person who's in that jail cell is not my mom, it's someone else.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is that
Come on.
I shouldn't say the flip side, but I want to be clear. I'm not going to pull any punches on any defendant in this case, right? Like I've got my job to do.
Absolutely.
But we also want the truth and the whole truth and the context of it.
If anybody watched the oh my God, it was just in my head. The Alderson trial, right? Oh my God, Edelson, or whatever. The way that attorney was questioning and grilling them, I was like, why couldn't these attorneys do that? I mean, she was very aggressive.
And Chad Daybell is. Did you ever meet Chad?
So I met him once at a preparing people. I went to one preparing people thing, and my mom and husband and I went to support Lori, and she wanted to support Mel, so we went and met Chad after he talked for like 90 seconds, maybe, if that.
Okay.
And then he called me when Lori got transferred to the Idaho jail. He texted me and said Lori wanted to talk to me, and I was like, yeah. And then the second I hung up with her, he called me to ask me about bail for Lori. So I've talked to him maybe 3 times briefly on the phone, never a long extended conversation.
That don't make sense. Scared to go back too far.
Did you ever meet Chad?
So I met him once at a preparing people. I went to one preparing people thing, and my mom and husband and I went to support Lori, and she wanted to support Mel, so we went and met Chad after he talked for like 90 seconds, maybe, if that. And then he called me when Lori got transferred to the Idaho jail. He texted me and said Lori wanted to talk to me, and I was like, yeah. And then the second I hung up with her, he called me to ask me about bail for Lori. So I've talked to him maybe 3 times briefly on the phone, never a long extended conversation. But the first thing he said to me when he called me was that he said, Lori hasn't told me very much about the kids, so there's not really much I can tell you about it.
Wow.
Well, welcome to Chad Daybell. So what I want to kind of
I have my own opinions formed of him after all.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
So do we.
He's highly manipulative.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm not going to say he's highly intelligent, but you don't have to be highly intelligent to be highly manipulative.
Absolutely.
He is extremely manipulative, and I want to. Your sister manipulated him in some ways too, but the context for everything that happened came from Chad.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, we have enough evidence to prosecute him, and we are. The case against your sister is stronger. But I kind of want to give you that, just that background. That's kind of the context we see this as. Like, this guy came in here, and, you know, again, I'm not making excuses for anyone, but kind of blew up this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not care who died,
Mm-hmm.
who got hurt. He did
all
not care at all. And the other thing I'm telling you is your sister truly believes that everything she's done has been done in righteousness.
I know.
And I know I'm kind of using LDS speak.
Yeah,
It's 100%. That's my interpretation also.
Yeah.
I think she 100%.
She believes it.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, you'll see kind of a little crack in like a jail phone call. Or she'll.
Well, you've heard our conversation, so you know that I get that she's not fully aware of what she's really done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say it this way. I think she knows what she's done.
Yeah.
She knew enough to lie to us about it.
Yeah, but the context under which it was done was this religious, I mean, just these ideas that are out there. I can say this because I am LDS, like no basis in the LDS faith. I just used that in her phone call to her. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. And we, you know, but again, we're just really grateful for you coming in. And it's going to be hard to talk about these things.
Oh, yeah.
We know that. And they're going to be nice. Because obviously, you know, you're not even a person of interest.
Yeah,
in
we've
this.
had
You're
that
not
conversation.
Yeah, yeah. And, but part of what we need to do is understand when you have a case like this, it's not like just like a meth case, like, oh, you had meth, no one cares who you are.
Yeah, there's no drugs, no alcohol.
Yeah.
It's just
But
so
this
bizarre.
case is
Yeah.
we need to understand the context of who these people are.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of what they're going to be asking you about.
Okay.
And
I'll do my best.
like I said, I know it won't be easy. I know it's going to be a hard.
Oh, I want to hear it.
I was wondering if you would be willing to tell me, if you're able to tell me, if there's any progress in what you know about Tylee and her death. Is there any progress in her autopsy where you understand better?
All I can tell, well,
I mean, do you have a cause yet, or is it close to one?
she is at
Why not
the
JJ too?
FBI's state-of-the-art crime lab. Unfortunately, there's a lot of deceased bodies there that they're going through.
I'm sure.
And so we're not, we don't know really anymore yet. And we may never know due to the
People involved?
the destruction of that body. And yeah, we hope we'll find out. We may not. But obviously we know it's her. There was soft tissue that was still preserved enough to do DNA tests.
Yeah, I'm thankful you guys found them. Like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have ever known.
Yeah.
And I would have never dreamed that she would have ever heard them. So
You know what? And everyone says that.
yeah.
That's what everybody says. I never would have. So it's a tragic thing.
It really is. Yeah.
And but I just want you to know how grateful we are. I know you don't have to talk to us, and so we're just grateful that you're willing to and helping us that way. And
Wouldn't
I'm
have
sure
mob
kind of
mentality. We
difficult
wouldn't
knowing
either.
that they're asking for information that's going to help them in a case against your sister. But I guess the thing I want you to know is our whole goal is just justice for these kids, you know. And we, I mean, our hope as it comes to it. Your sister's actually made some overtures. She might be willing to talk to us.
I hope she does. I pray for that all the time.
We hope she does.
Yeah.
She actually was talking about with Chad about talking to us before we found the bodies, just a few days before, and he talked her out of it, which is too bad. It would have been better for her to tell
Yeah,
us.
sure would have been.
I mean, we were actually just finishing up our warrant on the day that she said that. We were just getting ready to go out there, but it would have been, you know, that would have been even better. And he talked her out of it.
Yeah.
And then the night before, she says to him again, like, hey, what do you think about, you know, and he uses this kind of, I call it spiritual abuse, spiritual manipulation.
Yeah.
You know, we've all seen that guy in the LDS religion whose wife has to obey him because he has the priesthood type thing. And that's not what he says, but it's the same type of thing. You know, well, I'm the visionary guy, so, you know. Anyway, again, I just wanted to meet with you real quick, introduce myself and Mackenzie.
I've obviously seen you.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
But I don't take any joy in doing anything that's going to harm her. I don't take joy in her spending her life in prison. There's nothing.
Sure.
It hurts to think about her being in there.
There's nothing good about a case like this.
There's nothing good about it.
Even if you win a case, like Garrett's been in court, like there's cases, even as a prosecutor, like you take to trial and you win, and you're like, even at the end, you're like, well, nothing good it's all bad.
Yeah.
It's all bad.
The one thing, you know, I said this to someone the other day who knows your sister, is our goal is sometimes you get a murder and all you have is that murder and you just have to run out and charge it and then kind of put it together. We were able to put them in jail with a high bail and these lower charges and put together a case. And our goal is to have such a strong case that when she has competent counsel, I don't know if you know this, her attorney's never handled a felony before. He's never done any meaningful criminal work at all. And he doesn't know what he's doing. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Otherwise he's lying about me, but he doesn't know what he's doing. And once we file further charges, she will be appointed counsel who will know what they're doing.
That's
and
the plan.
To put together such a case that they're smart enough to say, it's going to be better to talk. You know, and I think we are, and make it easier for everyone. Make it easier, especially, you know, for Colby. Like if there's someone who's lost everything, it's him. So anyway, I mainly just wanted to thank you for coming and being with us. And
it's weird to be on the prosecution and defense's side at the same time because I love everybody.
Well, you know, it's a system. I did defense work for I did it for 5 years, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I like defending.
And and I gave me that perspective, right? Like just because someone's committed a crime doesn't mean they're a horrible person.
So I'm so torn with all of this, such a conflicting feeling to know that this person's been good her whole life and then has made this error in judgment and got sucked into this vortex of this man. And I feel for her. I just have so much compassion towards her because I know that's not what she would have ever done on her own.
Right.
And so she's gonna pay the price for this forever. And I hate that for her. So I'm very conflicted. But I was gonna ask you on the concealment, or not the concealment, but on the conspiracy to commit murder, what's the weight of that in terms of jail time? Is that a death penalty thing, or
it is a death penalty case now?
Are you planning to ask for that for them, or do you not?
We sure hope we don't. Okay. A lot of that will depend on her.
Okay.
And it's that's not a decision, or that's a decision we don't make actually until usually after the case is filed.
Okay.
And I know we have a couple months because a lot of times you file it, it's out there on the table, and then oftentimes that's a big motivator for people to get together and talk and try and resolve it. And that's what we hope happens. I have no desire to do that. Plus, once you do that, it's endless appeals.
Yeah.
I don't think the other family wants it at all because the
prolonged.
case just never resolves really in a way. Just kind of they appeal this and they appeal that, and it can go on forever. So we're sure hoping not to go down there. Now, I'm not saying I won't. If we go to trial, I might, but we haven't made up our minds on that.
For the past 2 nights,
We don't want to. I can tell you that from the bottom of my heart.
Knowing her, if she comes out of this state and realizes the weight of it, she may prefer that. Honestly, I think about that all the time with her, just because of what she's been through.
I'm just kidding. Well, I know that you know a lot more about Lori than I do. But we have learned a lot about Lori, and there's, I mean, there's been some things happen in her life, I think, that have played into this.
Oh, definitely.
And but yeah, like I said, I talk of that in one way a little bit sure, but I want you to know that I have no desire to.
Yeah, I think you see it for what it is.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know how you couldn't with interviewing your.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, when I was there in Hawaii, when that the order to produce the children was served.
Did he call Daybell?
And I was there when they served the search warrants, where the news showed up, which I was super annoyed by that. I never want it. It's just blows everything up, right? At that moment, when we saw them, your sister can put on a brave face.
Oh yeah.
We were like, oh, this is kind of what he's gotten into.
Mm-hmm.
And because she was just very, very stoic, very like, I'm not going to say a word. And he looked like he was about to pee his pants, because he's actually a wimpy person.
Yeah.
Is he wimpy?
Yeah. He's great if he has someone else to do something for him, but he himself is a person.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, they're like, this is all her. Like, how is she? You hoodwink this guy? But then once we like dug into, that was the beginning, as we're like starting to get facts. As we got more facts, like, oh, again, I'm not going to pull punches if I have to go to trial, but these ideas came from him.
Oh yeah.
And she had some different views on theology than like standard LDS by that point, but he really knew how to manipulate that and turn it into something even more.
His influence was there before she met him.
Yes. Yeah, she was reading his books for.
It wasn't just his books.
Doesn't excuse her.
So it was like the Julie Rowe podcasts.
Oh yes.
He gave Julie Rowe a lot of her ideas, and so when she would listen to Julie Rowe, she was getting Chad ideas too at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Julie Rowe.
I mean, but there's I'm sorry, I had to back the microphone away because I need to flip the page. But this is what's driving me nuts. It's just knowing the fact that there are people who have corroborated that Chad and Julie were meeting with Tom Harrison. Okay. Visions of Glory. The Visions of Glory author. Okay. And he's a therapist too. He was teaching Chad and Julie how to portal, allegedly. That's what is Tom teach? What did Tom teach Julie? Not Cholo, but Julie. Julie and Chad, because both of them have gone on to do some really shitty things to other people. Tim Ballard, another person that has gone I'm sure he knows how to portal. And I'm sure, and I've read the blessings myself that were given to Tim by Tom Harrison. So it's like, not just from Chad's books. That's not acceptable anymore. Okay. That's not acceptable. What is Tom Harrison's role in this? Okay. I want to know that. There's your hard hitting question that I'll never get a damn straight answer on.
Oh yeah.
We were like, oh, does this guy know what he's gotten into?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back a little bit.
And there's I mean, there's been some things happen in her life, I think, that have played into this.
Oh, definitely.
And but yeah, like I said, I talk of that in one way a little bit sure, but I want you to know that I have no desire to.
Yeah, I think you see it for what it is.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know how you couldn't with interviewing your.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, when I was there in Hawaii, when that.
I went way back. God dang.
The order to produce the children was served. And I was there when they served the search warrants where the news showed up, which I was super annoyed by that. I never want it. It's just blows everything up, right? At that moment when we saw them, like, your sister can put on a brave face.
Oh yeah.
We were like, oh, does this guy know what he's gotten into? And because she was just very, very stoic, very like, I'm not going to say a word. And he looked like he was about to pee his pants because he's actually a wimpy person.
Yeah.
Is he wimpy? Yeah. He's great if he has someone else to do something for him, but he himself is a person. And at the time, they're like, this is all her. Like, how is she?
I wonder why they would promote or give Chad Daybell. Why would they offer him to serve in a higher calling as someone that works right under the bishop, with the bishop in the church house, in the meeting house? Chad was a ward clerk, and he was active. I mean, that's what happened. He was serving that calling when these murders took place. And I mean, this is, think about Heather Daybell saying how she would pass by the church sometimes at night and Chad Daybell's vehicle would be there. Anyways, I'm very, there's something more here. And I mean, I'm like a dog with a bone. I'll never stop digging. Oh, I hit K like I'm in YouTube.
You hoodwink this guy. But then once we like dug into, that was the beginning as we're like starting to get facts. As we got more facts, like, oh, again, I'm not going to pull punches if I have to go to trial, but these ideas came from him.
Oh yeah.
And she had some different views on theology than like standard LDS by that point. But he really knew how to manipulate that and turn it into something even more.
His influence was there before she met him.
Yes. Yeah, she was reading his books for.
Wasn't just his books. So it was.
It wasn't just his books?
The Julie Rowe podcasts.
Oh, yes.
He gave Julie Rowe a lot of her ideas. And so when
Everybody
she
else is
listened to Julie Rowe, she was getting Chad ideas too at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Julie Rowe. She's interesting.
I've heard some of her podcasts. When she started talking about herself in third person all the time, I'm like,
Yeah, I listen to her podcast as well, and interesting stuff.
Garrett doesn't like it when people talk about themselves in the third person.
Yeah, neither does Rob. Yeah. Well, hey, we'll let you get going and start on this.
I was going to see if you guys wanted some wristbands to take back with you. These are wristbands I had made up for Tylee and JJ.
I'll put them.
And
that's all right.
Take them as you want.
Take them and give them to everybody.
I'll tell you what.
If you want them, we did a balloon release.
They've got a couple of wristbands for. Let's see. There's Ron, Ray.
You can just take the whole bag with you. It's fine. Just take
Oh, do you have more than this?
Oh, I have plenty.
Okay.
You can't order less than 100, so you know.
I made up hundreds for. I started off just doing them for Tylee and JJ's friends and teachers. We wear ours all the time, so just keep them close.
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's okay.
I don't think they want us to know what Julie would say.
It's interesting.
You know what I mean?
And, in Rexburg.
You missed it all, Soul's
Those
Eyes.
kids live there very long.
Kidding.
But there are kids.
Yeah.
And
Anytime there's kids involved, it's not okay.
so, thank you.
Yes.
There's not a one among us that doesn't want to protect the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Well,
Not all.
If you need, I don't know how long this. If we want to leave days. We obviously don't have that. Any breaks you need anything?
Yeah, I'll run it. You bet. Yeah. I told him she's got questions, needs to ask me or needs to use the bathroom, or we'll shut it down and do all that. So.
I'm on the wrong phone.
So there's that. Oh, hold on just 1 second. Let me stop it.
And Judge, I think that's the end of the tape.
It is, John. Thank you, John. Y'all, have been going back and, just I had screen recorded things during the trial, and I've been making my way back and just kind of mulling over them again. And I mean, old Johnny boy, oh my God, how did we endure that for that long together, listening to his triggering ass? Oh my God. Wow. 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 I mean, it's interesting. I know we're about to wrap up. Hold on just one second. I just got one more thing to show you. And of course, it won't be wrapped up on summer. There's other aspects of this. I'm gonna go and try to find the actual interview from CrimeCon of Summer Shiflet with Nate Eaton. And if not, I think Trisha on Websoo said that she might have been able to get a hold of a transcript. So maybe I can see if anybody has a transcript and we can go over that. And then I have Sins of Our Mother from Netflix, the Netflix thing, and it's in my Patreon. And so I mean, it's like I recorded all 3 together and it's there. Let me grab this real quick. Don't be loud, don't be loud. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, let me get to the right spot. Okay, here it is. Okay, let me switch to this one. This is Pretty Lies and Alibis, interviewing Ray Hermosillo, and I had left a comment of what I would say to Ray Hermosillo, and so she said it, and I'm thankful for that. But we'll end on this. Just let's talk about it in the comments. That's again where it's at. I think I'm gonna post it on the community wall. The comment I was looking for earlier, this person just like put questions, and I think for Summer, like questions, very good questions to ask Summer. And I was like, well, if I make a post on the community wall, then we can add to that. And then, maybe just compile a huge ass list and hit her with the hard questions. Because, I mean, I think as a family member on the opposite side, I mean, we all deserve the answers too, not just whatever is according to your agenda. Right? Just kidding.
We love them.
So,
and then Crescia Easton, who is JJ's aunt, Kay's daughter. Kay and Larry are taking some time off right now, but I know firsthand how much they love all y'all. But Crescia said, I've had so many questions for Ray Hermosillo over the years, and many more times I just wanted to let him know how grateful I am for his dedication to ensuring that Chad and Lori were held accountable and that the victims got their justice in this case. Oftentimes, I just felt the pain in his eyes was so intense, and I hated that he had to bear it at all. No one should ever have to witness the things he did and other law enforcement officers had to endure. So if there's anything I would like for you to say to Ray Hermosillo, please tell him how grateful I am for his service in this case. He's truly a hero in my heart. And she put the hashtag love always wins. Every single one of you are so loved and respected in the true crime world of everybody who's followed this case. We've seen it on your faces, the toll it's taken on you, but it's a new day. There's justice, and we'll see what the future brings. But in the meantime, I hope you have some relaxing plans this summer.